All right, we're live. Might just be you and me right now. No watchers either.
Wow, that's GHK. Dude, what's up, Lucius? I saw that. You did the fan art for the Deuce, so you've
Yeah,
been doing a little bit of stuff. What's
yeah.
up on that
That
front?
was the last major thing I did. I just been busy with dude, the amount of like birthday things that keep coming up. Like I'm like, oh shit, it's somebody else's birthday. Somebody else. Like there's always some personal event for like the past month, like where every day I have free, it's just like taken by that. And that slowed things down. I got the PlayStation game Ghost of Tsushima, which is like the samurai game, and I've just been trying to like get through that as quick as I can. So I'm like slogging through it, and that eats up a lot of my time because it before like even the streaming gig, because streaming cuts into your time too, right?
Yeah,
It was pretty much like I'd get off work, I'd get home, I might grab something to eat, and then I'm like on the iPad drawing away. And I have like a stream going on in the background of trying to catch up with what was yesterday's thing or whatever. Or if there was like a live one, like I'd usually watch Jack Show live, but I would never I couldn't do drawing, watching that, and like being in the chat or anything. So like I'm like I was like in the shadows, and like I'll just post like something, I guess meme worthy. That was the main thing. I was always trying to make something original, new, so people would want to come to like my Twitter and look at what I put up. But yeah, I've just been kind of taking a break. It's been pretty much like a year now that since I started that. But I've been kind of going lax. However, I'm going to be hitting it hard tomorrow because we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the dog walker incident. And I
oh
want to have
wow.
something. Yeah, I want to have something up for that. I
Now
believe
do
that.
do a recap on that because I completely missed this whole thing. I heard everyone talking about it, but I had no idea what actually happened. You want to do a recap on that?
Sure.
Okay.
So Cecil had been out drinking, partying. This is when he was at his sister's place. He had the sister Cash, the guest position at the clubs, and I mean, he's just like he knows somebody, to get onto the boat. He knows somebody to get into the club. He has his way of getting in there, just because he is Cecil. And it was his birthday celebration, I believe, weekend or something like that. Because I think he said this year, he said his birthday was August 4th. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But like he was doing birthday celebration, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm really hungover, so I'm just gonna go back to the house and stream with you guys." So he was like on the backyard patio, hooked up, had a glass of whiskey and a whiskey bottle there with a mask on, and a hat that somebody sent him that was like a Vegas strip club.
Okay,
And
so he gets back to his sister's house and he just
yeah,
goes outside on the patio with his mask on and he
yeah, and
starts
this is
drinking.
and he was planning on spending the day out on a boat or something, but he's like, "Nah, I'm too hammered. I'm hungover. I just want to like chill out." So he's back there, and all of a sudden he like notices somebody's like in the house, and like comes out to see him, and he's like, "Oh hey," like he's in the middle of talking on the stream, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh hey," and he's like, there's like an awkward like him fumbling around. He's like, just give me a second here. And Anna was on with them, and they're just chit chatting about like what's been going on. And no, you wouldn't know anything was up. You just figure it's somebody he knows or something like that. Like a minute or two comes by, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble now." Like that was the dog walker,
Oh shit.
and apparently, I guess his sister gave the keys to the house to the dog walker to walk the dogs while they're out, work, whatever. And he was like an unexpected factor. And so the dog worker's like, yeah, there's a guy in a mask in your backyard. He says he lives here, but I'm not really sure. So then he gets a call from his sister. And that was pretty much the end of the line with Cecil. And he said it was like the final straw that broke the camel's back. He's like, no, there's been a ton of things that come up. This is the one that did it.
Oh wow.
But it was pretty funny. I played that for somebody who isn't even like into like anything Comicsgate or whatever. I was like, oh, this is the guy I do all this fan art for, and she listened to it and she just thought it was like hilarious, and like one of the funniest like super chats or something that he got was like somebody like, how much money would it take for you to live the life you want to live? And he just like laughed, like, because like his sister's setup is like out of this world expensive and everything. Yeah, Samir, it is an ancient story, the dog walker, but we are coming up, my friend, we are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the dog walker incident. I believe based on the YouTube timelines, it was August 12th, but I have to double check because it could be tomorrow, in which case I really gotta hustle.
Oh, but Samir's in the chat. You want to come in, Samir? We're just chilling. We're just talking. I could talk to you about some 3D stuff because I just started doing that again. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, if you feel like it.
Yeah,
come on in.
Let me.
We're just chilling. Weare not trying to like
entertain
the world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I see. I heard all I heard was Cecil got kicked out of his sister's house, but I never knew the story. So I can imagine how crazy that would be. Like if you're just like you're walking the dogs and you come in the backyard and some dude with a mask on, like fucking just like, hey, what's up? Oh shit, man, that would be nuts. Yeah, it would scare the shit out of you too.
Right,
my most
cool.
Yeah, one of the most crazy shit, because I plumb, was I broke my belt buckle in the morning when I went to work, and so I was wearing my shorts and my shorts were loose. So I'm in. I go to a job. I'm supposed to look at this water heater. So I see on top of the water heater is on the stand in the garage, and so you have to. I didn't have my little ladder or anything. I was just in a little truck. So I'm like, shit, I'll fix it. So I get up on this drywall step and I can just barely get my tippy toes up there. So I'm standing on my tippy toes. I got my torch on. I'm trying to weld this pipe back together. Next thing, my fucking pants just fall down because my goddamn belt buckles. So when my pants fall down, it grabs my underwear. So I am standing, and the garage door is wide open. So every neighbor walking by can see me. So I'm standing with my ass towards the open garage door, on my tippy toes, with my dick and balls touching the water heater, a 2,000-degree torch in my hand, solder in my other hand, and I'm just standing there, and I'm like, "Fuck it, dude! I gotta finish this job. I can't put anything down until I'm done." So bare ass with my balls and dick out, I finished this, and nobody came by. I was so lucky because I would have never in a million years be able to explain that scenario to fucking anybody.
That sounds like a Fear Factor challenge, man.
Yeah. That's a plumber stereotype. That's a typical plumber stereotype.
Oh, that's the ultimate. That's the extreme right there, man.
Are you saying everywhere in the world plumbers are known by that kind of thing? Like ass crack?
That's well, here we wear really large kurtas, so even if it's like the patloon goes a little bit down, you can't tell because there's a huge cloth.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going, man? I think this might be the first time I've been on a stream with you. I'm not sure, but nice to talk to you, man.
Is this Mr. Slaughter Squad?
Yeah,
in the flesh, bro. Hey, how are things going, man? I haven't talked to you in a long time.
What's up, dude?
We're just chilling. We got our man Samir in here with us. Have you ever met Samir?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Samir's doing a 3D model, right? For Slaughter Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he posted some really cool stuff.
Dude, I didn't see it. What the hell?
I think
Are you doing a
work in progress right now. Yeah.
Are you doing a toy or a 3D print?
No, I'm just doing it as a fan art. Maybe, but if Joseph would like the model, he can have it. Maybe he can do something with it.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And
Like
Samir, you work in.
this is basically for every model I'm doing for Comicsgate, they can have the model. It's not like I'll ask money for it, because
I appreciate
I'm
it,
kind
man.
of.
That's
It's
very
just
kind of you.
I'm just using it as a practice kind of thing. If I'm going to practice doing something, I rather practice doing CG art than the typical Marvel and DC stuff.
Yeah. Did you get a pretty decent reaction? I saw Cecil retweeted your last one. So
Yeah,
yeah, that one came out freaking fantastic.
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I remember seeing the Rocket Gal. I didn't put it necessarily with you, but back in the day, I remember seeing that. I goes, oh, that was really like spot on. So you doing Battle Made in Knuckle Bomb, like, and you like took to heart some of the criticism you got too. Like you made some changes on those leg muscles, but I think it came together in the end, man.
No, the criticism were on point.
And did you
and I
render
asked
all
for
that in Blender and everything?
Yep, Eevee.
Nice.
Now, did you have ZBrush stuff to show off, Ink, or
no?
like,
I haven't
anything
really
worth showing? No,
because I haven't used ZBrush in like 2 or 3 years, and so if anyone's ever opened ZBrush, when you open that shit up, it's like the most confusing fucking just disaster of a interface that there is. And so I mean, it took me a full week just to kind of remember where all the tools and the render engine, how the render engine works. And
dude, I remember the first time I ever used Maya, like 3D animation stuff, right? And I mean, it's just like the entire like tabs at the top, like to do every action you could want to do. I'm like, what the fuck am I staring at right now? It was so like overwhelming. Like I was wondering about ZBrush itself, but yeah, I did like an animation course, and it was like very limited on terms of what that was. But I mean, it had everything like modeling, lighting, animation, and you just had you had to learn it, man. It was unlike anything else I've ever seen. Even having done like Photoshop and everything else, I was completely lost going into it.
Yeah, I did a little course in Maya, and basically just had like a room that turned, and then you had to put a light in it and have it move, and just to like teach you the basics. And that's when I was like, yeah, I think I'll stick to illustration. The cool thing about ZBrush and sculpting is, to me, it's really just you're sketching, but you're sketching like how I'm really good at painting. I'm not as good at drawing, like illustration. But for me, I'm more of like a guy that my brain works more with volumes. And so like when I can 3D sketch in ZBrush, to me, it's just like getting lighter in paint. Like instead of sculpting in Photoshop with color, I'm sculpting with, fake clay and ZBrush. So that's kind of how I look at it. So I paint the exact same way I sculpt. So
I never tried it. Do you know if they do like a free trial of it? And it's
yeah,
just like
they have a 100% free version of it. ZBrush Core, I think they call it Light or something, where you can actually try out like the basics, and you can actually even save a turntable, like you can post it to Twitter, and it's a 3D model that they can actually turn.
Oh,
like
that's cool, dude.
Like a GIF. Yeah. So
yeah, because I remember like Maya had a free trial thing, but like it had watermarks all over the fucking thing. Like it was annoying to look at.
No, the only thing is you can't use it for commercial use. But other than that, yeah, you can save out the files and everything.
Oh, dude, that is sweet.
Did you know about that, Samir?
Yeah, I in the industry here in Pakistan, we don't use Blender. We use Maya and ZBrush. So I was forced to use ZBrush. I hated it. and at home I use Blender. And because Blender is free, you can do almost anything with it. and I can sell my models. I can give them away. There's no issue there. So I don't have to worry about licenses or anything like that.
So, Joseph,
wait,
did you ever
I
use
want to know
3D, or-
you're in like Pakistan, Samir. Is there like a governing body that would like come after you, like if you happen to do that?
Yeah, but no, there isn't. But you know, I don't know. I avoid it. But
Yeah, you want to be
I mean,
legit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But in locally, everybody here uses that torrented version. So
Bunch of
Yeah,
pirates.
I say steal everything you can get away with. Yeah, you can just pirate it. Yeah.
How
If you
dare
can.
you? Well, you are
Dude,
an
I
evil
remember
robot.
back in the day, like pirating movies off the internet and stuff. Just like,
Oh my God, the
Yeah.
internet used to be the Wild West, man.
Yeah,
like I
like,
remember the days where you could find basically kind of anything. You had to dig sometimes, but like you could almost find anything like for free.
yeah,
Like somebody would have like an entire archive of like everything you'd want. You used to be able to like find back in the day I would do like a Google search for like MP3s, and like there was a way you could do a search and you could basically find like people who posted like MP3s like in an online share file of some sort.
line
And like
share.
it was no, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like a torrent thing. It was actually like they just had like an index somewhere, and it wasn't
Yeah,
like
Lime.
oh
Lime was the
maybe
thing. Lime was a
yeah,
thing
I remember.
for
I remember Lime.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I did LimeWire too, but like yeah, that was like a Google thing, and you could even like through like AOL Instant Messenger, like you could share files like with other people, and yeah, it was brilliant while it lasted. Welcome, El Gargoyle.
Oh, we got the
Hey.
pro in here.
Hey,
What's up, dude?
I wanted to ask Joseph, did you only ever do 2D animation, or did you do?
I know.
are you-
I've done some 3D stuff. I did a bit of modeling, rigging, animation. Not professionally though. I learned it, back in college, and I kind of dabbled, in my spare time.
now, did you solo do your campaign trailer thing?
Yeah. Well, the animation, yeah, that was me.
How long did that take you?
It was about 6 months.
Jesus Christ, what did you use?
I used Harmony, Toon Boom Harmony.
Is that what you prefer to use now?
For 2D stuff, yeah, I usually use Harmony, but I was thinking of messing around with TV Paint.
There's so many things, dude. I looked it up, and I'm just like, I don't know which one to go with. Like, I feel like the cheapest.
Yeah, I used Flash for a long time before that.
Yeah, because animation is just such a fucking time sink. Like just doing a 3D animation, I would do like essentially it was like always an hour of your time was maybe 1 second of animation.
Yeah.
Provided it didn't fuck
That's
up
pretty
when
fast.
you. Well, I mean, this was just like learning it, Like it was you trying to make it look good, but I would not say it came across as professional, like in the end. But that's considering your render file wouldn't fuck up because you always had to set like your computer aside. I was doing 3D, so you had to set your computer aside and let it do all that, and then sometimes you just get like this fucking random error message, like in the mix of that, that like killed it. Like there was no like I would go to like I think it was like CG forums or something like that. To try to find the fixes, and like if you couldn't find it, like you were kind of screwed. And I'm no like genius when it comes to that sort of thing either.
That sucks.
Yeah,
the render time is freaking crazy. I just trying to do like a fucking a still image. Sometimes will be like,
What's up,
I go to
Money?
render, it's like 9 hours.
yeah. Welcome, J Money.
What's up, man? I had to find a damn headset, man. My daughter took it.
Hey, I've been there too, man. Leave my headphones
you were
somewhere.
talking about, you guys were talking about downloading shit. I remember back in the day with AOL, we had 56K modem or whatever.
Oh, God.
It was.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
And I downloaded Adobe Photoshop 3.0.
Oh my God!
It was I think it was 13 or 16 RAR emails, and then you had to combine all them RAR or RAR, whatever you want to call them. You had to combine all them files, and then you can extract all of Photoshop. And I did that from 3.0 all the way to I think 6.7 or 6.5 or something like that.
How fucking long did that take to download, dude?
Dude, it would take forever back in the day. Back in the day, it took forever.
I would try to just download like an MP3 song, and it took forever. And the shitty thing was, because it was phone line, is that like, and you know, it was all the same thing. Like, if anyone called or something and booted it, like I'd lose the download. It would screw up every time.
my mom got we had a second phone line that was designed just for the just for AOL use.
There you go. Still, that would be forever, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would take like the first couple of files would take like 1 to 4 hours, but then once you get to the last couple ones, it would just take a few hours. So it would take almost, I don't know, 12 to 18 hours just to download Photoshop 5.0. And
dude, look at all these avatars. They're
I know, right?
awesome. It's awesome, dude. Look, all these cool avatars, man.
Yeah.
We got 3 skulls in here. We got a paladin. Is that what you are, El Gargoyle? A paladin?
A Templar character.
Templar.
That's
Templar.
fine.
Then we got a beefy bull here. Samir, what is your guy? Is he like a ninja?
It was supposed to be a ogre based on Milo Yiannopoulos. Yeah, I was
gay
writing,
ogre, man.
Yeah, it's basically a gay ogre. It's a really old Milo Yiannopoulos gay ogre.
Holy shit! Look at that. I don't see it, but it's cool, man. It still looks cool.
Yeah, I had written a whole story about Milo Yiannopoulos getting old, having children, and it turns out that actually kind of happened. Like Milo Yiannopoulos, after he got cancelled by the Republicans, according to him, he got cancelled by the Republicans. He adopted somebody, and he went back on his that claims he used to make about that he actually he wasn't a victim, but he was mature enough. But when after he adopted a kid, he started seeing what other people started seeing, and he became like he pretty much became like everybody else. He became tamed, you can say.
Yeah.
So Joseph, I tried to look up beefy bull on Twitter, and I'm getting like all this furry porn, dude.
No.
I am. Look at shit. Here,
No, you just type.
You want to share it?
Yeah, this is what happened when I looked at beefy bull.
No, you don't type it in the Twitter, you madman.
I looked at beefy bull. This is what I got. Dude, so your comic's looking good, dude. I mean, it's the full package.
That should be illegal. That should be against the law.
I guess Kilgore stuffs a banana in there or something. I thought he was castrated.
Oh man. So how's the comic going? Last time I heard you were pretty far along.
Oh yeah, it's going good. I'm almost finished coloring it. I've got like just a few more pages to color, and then I got to put together this this making of book.
Right. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up your campaign here. Beefybull.com.
What you gonna draw for me, Joe?
I posted a sketch. You didn't see it? I'm experimenting. I need to get some better drawing materials. Like I need to go to the art store and get some like proper pens and shit.
Was it on the
You do everything traditional?
No, I do it all digital. So like now I need to get some actual like paper and stuff.
So you got 101 backers this time.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
Slaughter
more? How many more backers was it compared to the first time?
Oh, I think it closed out with 50 backers or something.
Okay, so double. That's good.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. third
You
time.
made a lot of big time friends, man, because you're on with Fragaboom, knows you pretty good. He likes your stuff. That's pretty cool, man.
Is it? I don't know. He seems to let anybody on.
Were you a comic guy back in the day, or when you were younger? Or?
No. Well, so I've been doing animation for 12 years. But when I was in high school, I wanted to do comics, and then this recruiter from the art school talked me into doing animation, so I did that instead.
Yeah.
But I've always been that's what I was thinking when I was a kid. It's like, oh, I'll just do comics, and then I kind of got diverted, went to animation instead.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird for people to kind of know how big like Dan Fraga and EVS and them guys really. Like when I was growing up, them guys were all like rock stars. So like every time I try to like get on one of their channels, I completely look like a freaking moron because I fanboy out, dude. I'm like, holy, it's like Led Zeppelin to me when I talk to these guys. It's crazy, man. Like they were rock stars,
I guess. I'm vaguely aware of how huge they are. I just try not to think about it too much.
But that's kind of the really cool thing is like, did you ever dream you'd be able to spend like an hour chit-chatting with like somebody of that caliber or being able to like ask them a question like that? Like, that's kind of like the greatest thing about like the whole CG thing is like you can like just chill with one of them.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty awesome that he just drops the link and anyone can jump in there. That's pretty cool.
All right, there's somebody named Kung Fu who I just added. I'm going to remove myself, but I don't know who they are. But
he's my fan.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Who is Kung Fu?
He's my fan. He's the only fan of the Templar.
Oh,
That's
man.
really
And Gino's giving me a hard time in the chat. Son of a bitch.
Not the only fan. Templar is awesome, brother.
Is that Liam in the chat?
What's comics?
It
That's
looks
Liam,
like
right?
it is. What is Liam doing here?
What's up, Liam?
We're chilling out with Lucius, and he's like, "I'm just gonna get out of here."
This is so weird. Lucius should be here. Man, I'm gonna jump out if only 6 people can come.
Oh.
No, wait. I'm gonna do juggle, but Samir, I wanted to ask you real quick. You kept talking about the bull thing, the bull sacrifice that was gonna go on. Did that actually happen? Do you have any like pictures or video?
I slept through it. I don't want to see that shit.
I slept through the bull sacrifice.
Were the streets red with blood? Was just flowing?
No,
in the streets?
I see this. I see this crap every year. I don't want to see it. And my parents know. And my parents kind of figured it out, so they didn't wake me up for it this year. And I hate it. It's disgusting.
You hear like the bulls are screaming or something as it goes on?
No, it's not just bulls, it's goats, where basically a small family usually gets a goat. If it's a larger family, they get a bull. And if you're really rich, you get a camel.
Oh, wow.
So it's like that.
So
and sacrificing a camel is really, really tough.
So we're talking like BC, like back in time stuff
Now,
going on here.
what does the sacrifice entail? Like what's the ritual or ceremony that happens here?
The idea is whoever is doing the sacrifice, you have to go for Hajj. You have to be a Haji. But people here do it anyway, even though they're not Hajis, just to make virtue signaling points and whatnot.
Do you have a barbecue afterwards?
Yeah, we have to have a barbecue. What are we going to do with the meat? That's a given.
The funniest thing Samir said was he was talking about like having to butcher a goat, skin a goat, and he's like, "Yeah, I was like vegan for 3 months after that."
Now, I've eaten goat before because a lot of my family is from Mexico, and so a lot of time you don't even know kind of the animal that you're eating. But yeah, I've eaten goat, all kinds.
So
of.
you're a chupacabra?
call that mystery meat.
Yeah,
Well, so my
it
great
all tastes
granddad,
good though.
because I got goats myself. I got goats and chickens because I'm down here in the south. But my great granddad, he would sell his goats to a couple people who would do sacrifices. So, and he would let them sacrifice the goats on his property.
Like Satanists?
No, it's just these colored folks would come by. They're from Mississippi and Louisiana.
I was
And
like voodoo?
They would, yeah, bro. I don't even know. I don't even know.
They could have put a hex on you, man.
And it was the weirdest shit, bro. It was the weirdest shit.
Wow. We're gonna do some hoodoo. Yeah, we got our hoodoo goats over here. Just you can
Yeah, if you've never been to Louisiana, man, it's a different
different culture, huh?
yeah, bro. My dad is in the Navy. We were shipped out there for 3 years. We lived in Louisiana. It was something else.
All right, now Jay Money, do you believe in that stuff? Do you think that the hoodoo, the voodoo stuff? Have you ever seen anything weird?
I'm a white guy from the British Isles and Indo-European area, so.
So you weren't, you didn't participate in any of these sacrifices?
No, sir, I did not.
Oh,
Good. Your soul's
See,
intact.
yeah, I
My
might
wife claims
like
to be a witch.
participate if they like said that it would make my like cock grow larger or something, and I was like,
You know the
It's a
opposite
bunch of
is going to
weird shit,
happen,
bro.
right? That's
It's
the
a bunch of
devil's
weird shit. That's all it
the
is.
devil's bargain. You always get the opposite of what you wish for.
Now wait. So what kind of growth would you want for a bargain? Like what would be the minimal
like, listen, if I could get like a half inch, that way
just
when
a half inch?
No,
No,
you're
yeah,
gonna get
listen,
elephantitis. You're gonna have to carry it around in a wheelbarrow.
no, just a half inch, because if I had just a half inch, then maybe the tip of it would actually hang out when it's flaccid from my foreskin a little bit, and then I wouldn't feel so bad when I'm walking through
So
the
you
gym.
need to be
shower.
circumcised. All right.
Now wait, what if you did what if it's like a monkey paw deal? You say I want a half inch and you just get a half inch more foreskin.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it always is.
Damn.
That all I want is for my cock to be longer than my balls. That's all I want.
Are you saying you have a micro penis?
No, I just have extraordinary long balls.
He's
There-
been breathing in a lot of that plumber's glue.
No, it's like I've had like dreams like where I could be a hero and my balls would make me a hero, because if you were lost in the desert, you have no containers for water, and I have these super elastic, stretchy balls, and it starts raining, I could catch the water, and your ladies are going to be, surviving off of the water that I've collected in my ball basin. And that makes me the stud, You guys never had that dream before?
No.
This is you. I found you.
Probably once when I was a teenager.
Yeah, El Gargoyle is the only one that gets me. He knows what I'm talking about. He was in the industry, so. Yeah. Did you guys know that about
And-
El Gargoyle? He was.
And at one point, Ink Spots was going to be a pasture.
Yeah, I was almost I was going to go into the ministry.
Wow.
Yeah,
Which one do you
crazy.
find more disturbing?
Heathens and holy men on this stream.
It's the no women part that makes it tough. That whole
Yeah.
celibacy thing. Well, at least in the Catholic faith.
Yeah, I was Pentecostal, so I could still get married. Luckily.
Well, there you go. Well, then it's all good.
Yep. So yeah, let me see here. Lucius is gone. Lucius is the host. He's not
So,
here
if you
driving
don't have to-
conversation.
I'm
doing
just
a-
juggling
We don't need
around.
him.
We got 7 people, and I'm just trying to
Can't
Can
you
you
not-
gauge where I want and let
Can-
other people in, man.
Can you not
Oh
have
yeah,
10?
you need.
I didn't
need to
pay
buy
for
it.
it, man. You have to pay for it to get the 10 people option.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 200 and some change for the year. Or
Yeah, I
something.
mean, listen, if I get like 1,000 subscribers, boom, I'll instant buy that shit. But below 100, not so much.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
know.
feel you. I'm
Lucius
on
is not
par with
willing
you.
to draw beefy bull.
Hey, Vector Man.
Oh yeah, so this is you asked me about 3D animation. This is something I did years ago.
Oh, cool.
I did the 3D modeling, and then a friend helped me with the rigging, and then I animated it.
Yeah, I like that pose. It's like a Mega Man, dude.
Vector Man. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I always found like when I got rigging was hard, man.
Yeah.
But that's back when you like, I don't know, it might be easier now, but back then you had to do like envelopes and crap to try to make it was
The paint
weird.
weights.
Inverse kinematics.
Yeah.
Well, they have like there's like an auto rigging plugin.
Advanced
But,
skeleton.
Yeah, there's like a few different ones, right?
Yeah, the most
But,
popular is Advanced Skeleton.
Yeah,
And for Blender, there's Auto Rig Pro.
Have y'all used Poser?
I haven't touched that one. No.
Yeah, Poser is quite simple. That was another one. 3D Studio Max, Poser, and I forget whatever other 3D program it was. But back in the day, you could download Poser in 3D Studio Max for free.
Yeah, a lot of times there was a comic book guy that would use 3D poser models and set all the scenes up and then just kind of like re-render them and stuff and try to hide the 3D aspect.
Well, with Poser, you could because like there's certain sites where you can download files that people have already made and you can render them into your own.
Yeah, with that kind of stuff, though, you're kind of getting away from the artistic side because you're
no, I understand.
You're not like making the models or anything, but you're just like posing them.
Yeah, that's what they would do.
Out of curiosity, why do you think they can't make cannot make a good 3D comic?
It's because comics are like an artistic medium. I think it's like. No one wants to just look at a bunch of 3D models. I think if it was done really well, because I've seen, like, if you could do like every single page of the comic and you just like put all your effort into it, make like these spectacular renders, I think that you could make a 3D comic that would sell. But you'd have to put a lot of time into it.
Have you seen that Miles Morales animated series?
Yeah.
I mean, each and every frame of that is like a comic book render. I think they call it that typical render style is called LNPR something. It's line-based rendering. I'm not sure what exactly the abbreviation is, but it's basically a really stylized type of render. And
are you talking about the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Oh yeah.
It like if you look at each frame of that movie, it's like a comic book panel. If you just pause it, and you can look at the print dots and everything, and it's all there, and it looks like it looks like a drawing, if it's still. But for some reason, I don't know why DC and Marvel and all these major companies cannot get at least one 3D rendered comic.
I think it's hard to achieve that style. Like they got some really talented guys involved in that, and I don't think there are many people who can pull that off.
Yeah, and then I think the reward, it takes so long to get like a shot that looks that good. It's like you're gonna at the end product needs to make some money to cover that time, because you can spend a long time on one shot, man. So. But for me, I use 3D renderings. I use photographs. I use, of course, my scenes are all hand drawn, but then like backgrounds and, you know what? I figure whatever works. You know what? If I took the photo, if I made the 3D asset, I'm just gonna throw it in there and I'm gonna paint it, and you're not gonna know whether I drew it or not. Especially, you figure the amount of time somebody looks at a comic book panel. If you're going to spend, 3 days on a comic book page, someone's going to look at that for less than 20 seconds, And so I figure if
Jack Black. What the?
So if I'm putting all that in there and I'm painting over everything, I just like to mush everything together. Whatever's going to save me time in the production.
The way I see it, you have to only model and rig the character once. You have to do it only once, and you have to do the render settings also just once, and then you can make any number of panels you like. Like for example, if you have just one settings and you have like 10 to 8 characters, and if it's a stylized render, then a stylized render takes literally like the models I was showing you, they were all rendered in real time. They weren't rendered in they didn't take long. Like each frame took like 0.01 second, so it was like really quick.
Yeah, the main way I use 3D is I model the faces of all the characters, and then and then I'll make morphs of all the faces. So if I can't find photo reference for a certain angle, I'll just make that damn angle and light it the way I want, and then I have like the perfect reference. That's how I mostly use 3D for my comics, for facial expression and stuff. How are you, Fresher Luke? What's up, man?
I'm great. I'm with my icon family. Hello, fellow icons.
I know everybody's got skulls, now.
Yes, I know. Awesome. It's amazing. I'm finally a trendsetter.
Hey, how's your comic going? Your comic looks also pretty rad. What's the name of your comic?
Forsaken Gods. Yeah,
Forsaken Gods.
We're doing pretty good. We're at 155 backers. I'm looking to get to 200, and we got, I think, 21 days left to go. So it's coming along.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You two are representing a different style of comic book. It's pretty cool. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, what's up with you, man?
Not a lot. Is there anything specific you want to know?
I don't know. Is there anything going on in your sex life you'd like to share with us?
Oh, hi, Mark. How's the sex life?
Well, we're just chilling, man. This is Lucius's stream. We just kind of all just talk in here. Nothing specific, and nobody watches, so you can say whatever you want. So
I mean, if I'm gonna take this to a non-funny place, it's been pretty barren, I guess, just because of where I am right now and just how everyone seems to have lost their minds. It's like dating is practically impossible.
Yeah, how the hell would you do that now? It's like, especially if you're buying 100% into what's going on right now.
Yeah.
You'd be like, there's no spit or anything you're gonna want to get on you if you're that into this whole thing. So.
Oh man, we scared him off. Oh no.
No, I'm switching people in and out. I was just saying, or I was just thinking, it would be Viking, like you live or you die by it all. We're just gonna go for it and gods be damned or whatever. I seriously don't take this that seriously. I wear the mask. I do all the bullshit just to avoid people like harping on you or being the next fucking meme like in your area, because there's those people who do that.
Yeah.
But to me,
that fight there was a fight near where I'm at in Manhattan Beach. Somebody threw coffee in someone's face. They got in an office fight.
Oh shit.
No. Over what? Not wearing a mask?
Yeah, these two guys were going to eat their burritos. They were outside, and then this woman and her simp boyfriend were like yelling at him, and then the woman threw her coffee in the guy's face. And then went and punched the girl.
You can't eat burritos without a mask on.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like I've been to eating establishments, and I feel like the weird one wearing a mask coming in because like the staff wear masks, but like everyone that's actually there is patrons. No one's wearing masks.
Exactly. In the bars too. In the bars, they're all drinking, have their straws out.
Where are you guys going?
Well, listen, they're like mandatory, but it's just like I was like wondering myself, and I guess the rule is where I'm at. Like, if you go to the restrooms, you have to put your mask back on, or if you're leaving the establishment or whatever, you have to put your mask back on. But like as you're in there, like sitting down at a table, they have like basically every other table is like marked off. like you can't sit there or whatever. So it's like the distancing thing, and you can't have more than parties of 6 or something
And
like
so
that.
you're sitting in an enclosed area, and they've already told you the only way the mask might help is if you're in an enclosed area for a long period of time. But that's if you're in an enclosed area eating for a long period of time, you don't have to wear a mask.
Good. Peace
It's-
Oh,
Yeah.
did I do that?
Did you toss me to the curb, yo?
I might have accidentally.
What's up, yo?
out.
No,
No,
what
it
I
was-
was
Capola
just
ain't
saying.
Sorry,
shit.
dude.
yeah. So I mean, it's like if you're in a restaurant, that's kind of the only situation the mask might
There's no-
help.
There's no point trying to rationalize it. They let it all. They let the game out when they said protesting for BLM is okay, but protesting against anything else is going to get everyone killed. So it's all bullshit.
Well, it was funny.
The only thing pissed me off. Sorry, Gargo.
Oh, I was gonna say, you seen the post Alyssa Milano was posting today, where she was combing her hair, going, "See, my hair is coming out from the coronavirus."
Oh yeah.
Crazy
And
old cunt.
somebody collected all her tweets, and they're like, "Bitch, why were you traveling in the middle of the pandemic? Why were you flying to all these places?"
Hey, you guys all saw the video with Fauci saying that masks don't work, right? Until he changed his mind, of course. Remember
Yeah.
that one? Yeah.
Listen,
funny
I can
who
tell
was-
you when the cure to coronavirus is going to be found the day after the election.
It has been found though.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the Trump.
Chloroquine, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
And-
but-
And
But
Facebook and Twitter are censoring that.
yeah, it's
It's
true.
crazy. They're actually. I think they're going to wait for some big pharmaceutical company to come up with a cure, and they're going to monetize it because that's the only. I think it's going to go that way.
Yeah, that's why they don't like hydrochloroquine, because the patent is up and it's really cheap.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Like you think one day they're just going to announce, you know what? We don't want this power, this control. Just go back to normal. Don't worry about the masks. It's all good. No, of course not.
Yeah.
It was always supposed to be. Remember the whole 15-day lockdown to flatten the curve? Whatever happened to that?
They keep moving the goalposts.
It's a long curve. It's a long curve.
Very long curve.
It's kind of strange with the whole COVID thing because I live in Arizona, and it's almost like it didn't happen to me because my industry was an essential industry, and so I worked the whole time. Since this thing started, I've not even seen or been around anyone that's been sick at all. I don't know anybody that's had it. It's a very strange thing. It's like I'm in a pocket universe where I'm hearing constantly the world is burning, and I'm just in this place where it's just normal. It's real weird.
Didn't you have to go to the hospital the first week of Corona happening, and you didn't even get Corona? You just were dehydrated or some shit.
Yeah, I passed out in a shower because I was actually having vertigo, and it was from I had started streaming so much that these earbuds had messed up the inside of my inner ear, so I was getting vertigo and passing out and falling. I couldn't keep my balance, but I didn't know that's what it was. I thought it was something serious, and so I had passed out, hit my head in a shower, and they took me into the emergency room right when it was like Corona was like the big hot topic issue. And it was like freaking me out, but because they sat me in the emergency room, no mask on, and it's like all old people, and they're all coughing all around me, and I'm like sitting around like, this cannot be a good thing. I'm just like sitting at ground zero here, but yeah, I didn't get sick, nothing happened.
Yeah, you're under 60. You're basically immune.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm
5% survival rate. So it's basically like, maybe a little bit worse than the regular flu. That's for the CDC.
What's up, Samir?
Yeah, I'm going to step out a bit because it's 8 a.m. right now here. So
okay.
I have to get I have to get things. I have to get a few things done, and it's kind of really annoying that Lucius keeps popping out. That's kind of bothering me also. So I'm going to step out a bit.
Well, hey,
And
man,
see you-
thanks for showing up. Yeah, and sharing your stories and stuff, man.
Yeah, it's good to
having
hear
you
from
on.
you.
Thanks for
Samir.
having me, man.
See you later,
Yeah.
Samir.
Talk to
Yeah,
you later.
take it
buddy.
easy,
ya.
man.
Okay.
Take care
bye.
of yourself, Samir.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude, I love Samir. It's so cool that he's from Pakistan. I mean, that's what's awesome about
He's the only
technology
guy.
and stuff. Yeah,
He's the only guy from Pakistan we got that we know of.
that we know of. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's cool that you can talk to people all around the whole world, and it's like you're all at the same spot. Right now.
Yikes.
It's
Is
cool.
that roast beef?
Yeah, you guys see that new music video from Cardi B?
No.
Oh God.
What?
The WAP, the whatever, WAP.
No, I've not seen it.
Please
Do I need to
don't
watch it
have
now?
that pertain to her fucking vagina right here.
Don't do it. Don't do it. This is all you need to know. This is what she's bragging about.
Pink meat.
Yeah. Beat
I
up,
don't understand her language.
tore up.
She speaks Martian.
So is
Did you
that
guys
why
ever-
she's always cheated on?
So you guys saw that Wonder Woman cover. What did you guys think of that?
Wait,
Yeah.
is that
Oh,
for real?
goodness.
Like, what is
Who
that?
that was?
That's a real thing.
Wonder Woman on
Mr.
Menopause?
But is it like a variant? Is it the real deal? Like,
I think what it is it's DC's last gasp attempt to try and get new readers in because they're about to get the axe. And so they were like, well, what do kids like? Kids like Ruby, and Ruby's made by Rooster Teeth. Why don't we just ask them to do a variant cover now that they're part of, the Warner Media Group?
oh God.
And then it said he was so woke, but did you see like his old artwork? It's like women with 3 tits and then sexual positions. It's like how is this a woke artist, yo?
Well, I mean, it's all trying to defeat the male gaze, isn't it? It's like the one thing that men are known for, because we're very visual, right? That's why comics exist in the first goddamn place, is because, we find beautiful and appealing things, we're drawn to them. And so they can't have that. They like everything about human nature, they rebel and try and change. And
Yeah, that's a real thing.
yeah.
You see, they didn't count on me though, Luke. Because Lucius, what do you know about me? What kind of ladies do I like?
The washed up.
Yeah.
I said Ink Spots would probably hunt for his woman outside either an abortion clinic or a methadone clinic, one of the two.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you put a cigarette butt in her mouth right there, and then sink that camel toe in about 3 or 4 inches. That's like my. That's where I live, Luke. That's where I live.
Like it's sucked
do a
up
lot
the
of
genes.
do a lot of different viruses live in you also?
I would expect. That's why I just don't get tested.
Oh no. Look at
Probably
this.
why he has the immunity against coronavirus in his bloodstream already with every other disease.
God damn, I'm Dino. Savage.
Oh, she draws. That's what a.
Wait, is
dick.
that special or is that just?
Ooh.
No, and Dino's like a level 99 troll.
Oh,
Man, he knew. Yeah, he's like an all.
He's like Jabba the Cuck, like variant of a troll. Yeah,
I get you.
yeah.
He's just negging us. He's negging us. So we'll give him attention.
Yeah, he's nagging us because he actually wants to sleep with us.
Exactly.
Oh, is that true? And
Yeah,
Dino,
that's like the pickup artist rulebook number one rule.
we don't
Like he-
discriminate here, though. We love everybody, and it's okay. It's
Oh,
okay.
is it-
No, I hate him.
Is this where Dominique?
I don't even know him.
Gaius,
So...
like what happened to Vic Mignogna? You're gonna do that? Like he's gonna be upset and try to say that we sexually assaulted him because we stayed away from him.
We're
You know why I
brilliant.
like Andino? He has the same last name as me. That's pretty cool. We're not related though. He must be Mexican though.
It's probably your brother.
Yeah, because my mom was probably a whore, and so they're probably related to me.
I said brother, not mother.
Oh no, I mean, my mom might be his mom though.
Oh,
You know
I
what
get
I'm saying?
that.
Yeah,
I get
because
that.
she's
Sorry.
No, I seen Andino's artwork. It's not bad. He's got a bit of a Todd McFarlane vibe, so I think that's one of his gotta be one of
everybody
his
check
big
him out on
influences.
Twitter if you haven't. Give him a follow.
Now, No, Luke, I know you were like an animation guy. Were you a comic guy when you were growing up at all, or?
Oh yeah, like because I didn't even when I was super young, I didn't even know what animation was or how it was made. But like I could wrap my young little stupid mind around comics, and I was just always drawing them and always making up stories all the time. Yeah.
What was your like your go-to comic, or what was like your main like influential one when you were younger?
Oh, too many to name. I know I was really into Ninja Turtles when they first came out, which I guess shows how old I am.
Yep, me too, dude. I was a Ninja Turtles kid. We were too poor. I couldn't get none, and I wanted a Ninja Turtle so bad. It was like, give me. I wanted Casey Jones with all of his accessories and stuff. Like,
when I was a kid, I saw that Captain America cover that what's his name did?
Liefeld?
Yeah, the Liefeld cover. When I was a kid and I saw that, I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Big titty cap.
Retarded kid, yeah. I was like, look at those pecs, man. Those pecs are out of control.
Well, when I was younger, I was lucky because in Australia we have what you would call news agencies, and they were like a mix between a newsstand, like say something like Staples, right, where you get a lot of stationery, all kind of mixed into one, and kind of like this store. And so they would have these magazine racks of all these like cheapo comics, and I was able to get the Archie comics run of Ninja Turtles first, and that's all I read. And from there, I kind of like branched out to sort of like more stuff like European and Asian stuff, and that's kind of like where my inspiration started.
So that was kind of what I was wondering when, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I knew from the cartoon series. Like, that was how I was introduced to it and knew it. And dude, I was all about it. Like, yeah, I had a case for like the toys that I had of it. Whoa. And you'd slowly lose like the shit from it, you know, like you lose Leonardo's sword.
So you're kind of like the rich prick kid that had all the shit.
Oh no, my parents like it was like the number one requested thing, and you know they were all about like their toy line, you know, like what they would put out. Dude, and the thing that was like the holy grail for me was the Technodrome. Dude.
Oh my god!
The amount of times I'd walk by that, like in like a Toys R Us, and see it and be like, oh, I want it so bad, dude. Years spent looking at it, and when I finally had it, it was like the most amazing thing. Except like it looked way more awesome on the outside of the box than when you actually got it.
Yeah.
That's the way it would always go, yeah.
I was addicted to the NES video game, Ninja Turtles. Holy crap. I would play that for like 24 hours straight, dude.
And the Super NES one,
Millennium Falcon.
The Hyperspace and Time one, did you ever play that?
Yeah, I played this.
That thing was, where you could throw them like at the screen.
Listen, I made friends with people I absolutely hated just so I could spend the night at their house and play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Did you guys ever see the commercial? You can Google it. I was a kid, man, probably sometime around 5th grade. They had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies, you know, with the filling. And I swear to God, this was the tagline. It was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies. Fresh from the sewers to you.
Oh wow!
Big selling point, but I think we laughed a lot more about the commercial than we bought the pies. They were okay.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, Luke. Yeah, I was like, that was my number one thing, and God, I loved the Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. Like the first ones had like that squishy head on them and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys ever throw pizza in the store thinking you could see a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Wait, try to slice the pizza with the sword? Like throw it up in the air and slice it?
No, in the sewer, he was trying to lure out a Ninja Turtle with pizza.
Oh.
No. I think that's just you, El Gargoyle.
Okay, I was pretty stupid as a kid.
Oh, I thought that was one of your movies you were in, man. Secret of the Ooze.
That porno's called Big Sausage Pizza.
Oh shit!
Dude, it's weird. I've never known anyone that was in porn, and I always thought like that would be like the best job in the world, but
No,
it must not because
I
Gargoyle
dated
got out.
I dated a porn star once, and
Holy moly!
it was not a good time.
Let's put it this way. You guys remember Augustine? I just realized this because I was researching. I was just looking up the way, see how she killed herself. It turns out she hung herself. I thought she always OD'd. But her husband, she was 23 years old. He was a porno producer, was 42 years old.
Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
And,
Hey,
this is a
consenting
42-year-old man who's willing to, like, drive her to jobs where she was licking other dudes' buttholes.
Are you trying to tell us that pornography is a filthy industry? Is that what you're trying to tell us, El Gargoyle?
Am I trying to tell you that water's wet?
Well, I mean, isn't it run by mostly organized crime?
Yeah, mostly
Hey.
Jews, too.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's anti-Semitic.
How's that anti-Semitic?
Because they're all Jews.
What? No, they're not.
Oh,
Yeah, most
Jesus, now
porn
you're
producers and
spitting.
most people in porn are Jewish.
Listen, as long as that midget porn,
Guys, come on. They got their hands on
No.
everything.
No.
as long as that midget porn keeps coming out, I'm good with
The
what.
Goyim,
dad-
no! Shut it down!
My dad even converted to Judaism in prison.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
In prison? There's
Mhm.
I didn't know there was many Jews in prison.
Damn.
Yeah, apparently you
Time
get
to become
special.
a Jew.
Apparently, you get special privileges as a Jew in prison. You get like,
Did they give you a kosher meal if you convert in prison?
yep, kosher meal.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, it's either that or join the Aryan Brotherhood, I guess.
Whoa.
Now,
Yeah, and who's got the money, right?
yeah, I mean, if I
Not
ever
the
go
Aryan
to,
Brotherhood.
if I ever go to prison, I think I'll convert to Judaism rather than be a skinhead. I think. So.
I watched Oz. J.K. Simmons has a new meaning to me.
Oh.
You know, I
Yeah,
never
that's-
saw this too, man. Is it? I know it was on for a long time. A lot of people liked it. I just never caught it.
Oh, it's a
I
fucked
tried
up
to
show.
watch it. I tried to watch it streaming, and I could get through like the part where like the guy that got freaking butt raped by the Nazi like turned into like a badass or something, and I was like, "This is just weird, man. I can't do it. I can't watch this shit no more. It's weird."
Oh yeah.
It made me feel funny, and when something makes me feel funny, it's filthy.
Yeah.
So you're the watermark for if things are good or not.
Or
If
degeneracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like the guy that has at least like 2 feet over the line. So if something disgusts me, it's way way bad.
before we look at anything porn related, we have to show it to you first and say, "Hey, is this weird or not?" Just want to make sure.
Let's
Is this
put
weird?
it this way. I just recently watched a movie with William Dafoe and Edward Furlong where they're in prison, and basically William Dafoe's protecting this guy. And eventually, there's a part where the movie Dafoe's like bleeding all over the place and put it all over the walls and eating shit out of the toilet. And that's tamer than any episode of Oz.
What the hell movie was
What
that?
the fuck?
It was the first movie Danny Trejo starred in.
Oh.
It was
Okay,
like an
Trejo.
old one then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was when Edward Furlong was still skinny and still relevant.
Yeah. Talk about a guy that found the perfect job for his face. I mean, what else would he do?
Yeah, pretty much. And then William Dafoe pretty much looks the same.
I like William Dafoe. He was all right. I like his movies, man. Let's see here. Gargoyle, what are you doing?
The Green Goblin.
Huh?
Did you like him as the Green Goblin?
The
He was
Green
good.
Gobbler.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe was
I
the
did.
Green Goblin.
Yeah, I like-
Sure, yeah. I thought you did a good job.
Yeah, I didn't mind those first movies. I thought they were all right.
He did a good job. Didn't like the costume.
I didn't like the third one. The third one where he's like gets venom all in him, and he's like,
Oh wait, you didn't like the jazz scene and
Yeah, that's like the best part.
it's like what the hell's going on?
I
He's all
still,
dancing.
I still haven't watched that movie. I only watched a few clips of
Oh
it.
my god, you should have. Did you ever see the Into the
It's
Spider?
on Amazon Prime right now.
Okay, I'll have to check it
Did you
out.
see the Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh yeah, of course. That was like quality.
Dude, they referenced that like in the intro. It was like hilarious. It was like, we don't talk about that.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a bit where like he's going evil and he's like just eating cookies from the landlord's daughter or something, and like he's like, "Oh, it's so good" or whatever. It was so fucking weird as a movie. Yeah.
It was supposed to be a sex scene. You knew he was supposed to bend her over, fuck her, go, "Oh, those cookies are so good."
No, that's why the new Spider-Mans are bad, okay? Because I should not want to screw Aunt May. I shouldn't. And the new one, you know. And then you watch that movie and you're like, I've seen Aunt May's tits before. How can I she's not a nice. No, that's not Aunt May. She's too young. That's not supposed to. No.
Well, to go on a deeper level, you know, that whole concept of Aunt May and Uncle Ben supposed to be so old is supposed to be that inability of his parents or guardians to take him to places because they get tired quickly.
Yeah,
shit like that.
Yeah, you screwed up. I like the actor though. I like the actor in the new Spider-Man. I think he's all right.
Well, I mean, that was the reason why Uncle Ben really died, wasn't it? He walked too hard.
Yeah, that's the reason why most men die.
Yeah,
it's the reason why women have
Slip and
10
fall.
years on men because a lot of women stay at home, man.
Yeah, not anymore, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Oh shit, I'm an idiot. I thought you said walk hard.
Walk hard. What?
Isn't that what he said? That's what I heard.
That is what I said. Yes.
Work hard. That was
I
what
thought
I
you said
heard.
walk hard.
Yeah, work hard.
Wait, work or walk?
I thought he said walk.
Yeah, he said
That
walk.
is what I'm saying. Yes, walk. Take steps in front of each other.
So you're saying he walks with a hard, like he's got
Yeah, he
hard
took
on.
too many steps. That's how he died.
Walked
Really.
so hard that he busted
Okay,
his nose.
okay.
Oh,
Killed
oh.
this joke. Don't bother anymore.
I thought you were trying to tell me he just walks around with a semi.
That was
all day,
that was the
dude.
movie. Walk hard. Yeah.
No, because
Walk hard.
originally what you said the reason
Do a
was.
cock story. That's what I thought you guys were talking about. Walk hard to do a cock story. Comedy.
Yeah.
Listen, Fresher Luke, I'm about as deep as a puddle, bro. You can't
'cause
try
you
to
guys-
get all like
It was Gargoyle that was
smart
saying
with me.
that Aunt May and Uncle Ben were too old, so they couldn't take Peter to places, and that was part of the story mechanic. And I said,
got
"Oh, that was the real reason why Uncle Ben died because he took too many steps and he had a heart attack."
yeah.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Well, that joke's done now. So moving on.
No, I kind of like the erection walking thing, and there's a whole warning of like if you have an erection for 4 hours or more, go see a doctor immediately. And it's like, well, why would you do that? And maybe this is the reason why. If you're really old and you're frail, you have conditions,
You've just taken a blue pill.
it's like there's too much blood gone for too long, and slowly you're like toxifying your system or something. Yeah, I like that.
Happy accident! Yay!
Can you imagine that Spider-Man origin story though? Like Uncle Ben's dead. What killed him? Oh, he had a raging erection for hours.
For 3 years.
He held on for as long as he could. Just gave out at the end.
A man can only take so much. Now, the first movie too had Macho Man Randy Savage in it, and so
Bonesaw, yeah.
you had to love that. Were you guys into wrestling at all?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man. Sergeant Slaughter just followed me, man, on Twitter. That was very cool.
What? He hasn't followed me.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah, he
fuck?
followed a couple of us comic skaters, man. I don't know if he's a fan of EVS or what, but I still got his G.I. Joe figure, man. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, I met Sergeant Slaughter at a hockey game here once, and he was taking pictures with everybody. But man, it was so sad because you could tell that dude is just hurting. Like he stands up and you just know his bones are creaking. He's just like, now I gotta take
chiropractor.
It's like now I gotta take fucking pictures with kids for $25 a pop just to get by. You know, that wrestling money dried up.
Yeah, man, that sport's hard on the bones, man. That's for sure. Shit.
Dude, I was in the heyday though. It was Ninja Turtles and WWF wrestling, man. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant.
Yeah,
that was my whole.
It's WWF, not WWE. Fuck that.
Yeah. Who cares about the World
definitely.
Wildlife Federation?
That's when you had He-Man, G.I. Joe, Thundercats. They're all on after-school TV. It was a great time, man.
He-Man was so gay even back then. Even as a kid, I knew there was something wrong.
No, She-Ra that
I
was
liked the cartoon. I thought the cartoon was fun. You know, better than She-Ra, I guess.
I had a He-Man coloring book. It was pretty dope. I was a little boy.
Dude, I used to watch like those.
The castle was cool too.
There's like a Japanese cartoon, man, with all these like hot freaking girls in it, man. That used to get me all hot and bothered when I was little.
All those,
yeah,
all those girls were underage, pervert.
Yeah. No, I was little, man. I was a kid, and I didn't know what was happening, but something.
If
I was feeling
14,
it. I was feeling it. Yeah, right there, man.
I love this meme.
So this is the Bonesaw. Basically, it's the alternate variety of the Spider-Man story, where he actually turns right and Uncle Ben lives based on this conversation.
Hubbub about this scene because he said something about him wearing a dress or something. So the SJWs, as usual, shit their pants. They were calling for this scene in the Spider-Man movie to be taken out because of that, because he was taunting him about being a girl or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that
people, comedy's dead.
Left can't meme.
Unless you're Bill,
comedy's dead, but not
Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle. They're about. I don't know about if Bill Burr will survive, but Chappelle, I mean, he's got a pass. He can say whatever he wants, but I mean, there's not very much funny stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Tom Segura is my favorite current one, man. He gets away with a lot of shit. I mean, he's actually, I don't know if you heard Tom Segura, but he's funny, man. He's one of the few left.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
It's just fucked up that everything gets taken out of context, you know? It's like, it's a fucking joke. Just, it's supposed to be funny. You know, it's not real, you know?
Right.
Words.
Yeah, it's like going to a garbage dump and complaining that it's dirty. You know, it's like, that's where you go to a fucking comedy show. You know,
and so it is kind of crazy. Like every single industry, it's like I kind of don't understand it. Like, because some of these SJWs, they have to like actually, some of them have to actually like the things that they're attacking and destroying, but they're still destroying them anyway. I don't. Yeah, it's like they go down the line. Every single industry that's meant to entertain you, eventually they get there. They're just destroying every single one of them.
I just don't know why people bow before them. Like, it's like you're not really seeing any results by giving into what they want. Like there's not like this great audience waiting to throw their money at you around the turn. Just give in. You know, if that was the case, I feel like everyone would be doing it.
Yeah, they're under the impression that these are like normal people who actually, would like forgive you for things.
Yeah,
these are psychos. They just want to destroy you.
It's the same problem that Disney has. It's like Disney is so protective of its brand. Like they are so protective to the point where they don't even like it when they get one complaint from one person. They want to have absolutely zero complaints from anyone about their content. And part of the other thing of that is why they're sort of bowing to this is because I think right now, like 12 people can create 2 soccer accounts each, and they can brigade like a studio and make it seem like there's more people complaining about something than there actually is. And the average person, the average, corporate stooge doesn't really understand how the internet works or how these kind of information network works either.
Since we were talking about masks earlier, John McAfee got busted.
Dog.
Yeah.
Apparently been
That's awesome.
arrested in Norway because he refused to put a medically certified face covering over his thong mask.
Oh my god.
He's wearing a mask.
I'll respect him more if I find out those are used. And then I'll be like, yeah.
That's what I was thinking too.
I wouldn't be
Like
surprised.
what? Yeah. Like who was wearing those before he put it on?
I feel like McAfee would be one of those guys that funds a porn video but also stars in it for some odd reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just looks like one of those fucking dirty ass guys.
Yeah, he
Didn't
looks
do
like.
that? I
Isn't
thought
he?
did do that.
Isn't he?
That's most male porn stars.
Wasn't he
Fund
kind
their
of
own porn.
suspected in like a
Sorry.
murder plot or something too?
Oh yeah. I
He
remember
killed
that.
a man.
Yeah, he's like a sleazeball.
Yeah, I thought there was that, and I thought like he was doing like defecation stuff too.
Oh, that's
Well,
just propaganda.
doesn't
That's hearsay.
No,
Isn't
okay.
his didn't he start the whole antivirus software thing where after
Yeah,
your membership
McAfee
expires,
antivirus.
he infects your computer anyway, so you got to pay for his software permanently if you use it.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, like
That'd be a
it's-
brilliant scheme, though. You know.
Yeah, that's a scheme that he started. That's why nobody uses his software, because once you use it, he traps you, because if you stop using it, viruses start coming in. That's the whole setup.
So, Luke, what's kind of your story? Didn't you were in the animation industry and you kind of got kind of driven out of there, or?
Yeah, I got blacklisted by the animation industry. It's a pretty horrible tale. It's pretty big and pretty long.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
that's
know.
what they all say.
Do we have to do anything here, guys, or do we want to listen to it? I haven't heard it.
I haven't heard it either. Yeah, I just
Oh
heard
my god, we're having so much fun. Do you really want to bring it down?
Well, listen, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't.
No,
have
I'm
to
happy.
talk
I'm
about
happy to talk about it. Like, I mean,
it. You can give us
can-
like the Cliff Notes version.
I
You can show us dungeon crawlers and give us commentary.
Ugh.
I feel like I've done that enough. But I will say that about dungeon crawlers, that the change.org petition is up to 247 signatures, which is awesome.
Cool.
Ah.
Um,
Yeah,
but
the last dungeon crawler I played, dude, was Diablo 2.
that was a good one, I think.
That was a good one, yeah.
I
Yeah.
played that for years.
All I hear Diablo 3 players saying is how much they wish it was more like Diablo 2.
Yeah. Well, that's what when I first got Diablo 3, like when I like changed his weapon and he still like shot a laser bolt, I was like, "Fuck this! This is." I never played it again. So,
Well,
anyway, yeah, I'd love to hear what kind of
okay.
went down.
Oh damn! Where could I start? Where would I start, Joseph?
How did it go again? You were on a I don't even remember, man. It was a long story. You were on some show, some retard.
I'll tell the big story stuff rather than the sort of the personal stuff. So I think what started it all was the Harvey Weinstein scandal broke around the end of 2017, I think it was. What are you doing, Lucius?
I'm messing around, dude.
Do you not know how to use StreamYard?
Oh, I do. But I felt like it was story time, and
We wanted it to be intense.
yeah.
Relax.
Not an icon of my ugly mug.
It's just your icon. Relax.
Yeah,
It's a pretty skull.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, so the Harvey Weinstein scandal broke, and so everybody in the animation industry, all the bitches in the animation industry internalized everything because everybody in Hollywood went, they went crazy because it was the proof that they had known what had been going on all along had been laid bare, and so they were trying to overcompensate for, I guess, their negligence. And so the same sort of phenomenon happened with the women who work in animation, and they all got together, and they all, like as we've seen now with it seems to be a standard pattern now. Like they target sort of like the quote unquote biggest offenders, and then they work down from there. They go to the big targets, and they work to the smaller targets, and then the smaller targets from there until eventually they've run out And they haven't gotten to the stage where they start targeting each other yet, where they eat their own. But I would like to think that that's coming up pretty soon. And so they all got together and they formed a secret Facebook group. And they created this blacklist of quote unquote problematic males that they didn't want, that they wanted to exercise or excise from the industry. And the big names on that list were, of course, guys like John Lasseter and Chris Savino, but they didn't stop there. They went against everybody that they didn't like. And so I had heard that my name had been put on that list coincidentally while I was trying to get Dungeon Crawlers done for Nickelodeon at the same time, which is such a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
And so, and from there, just the poison in the well just kind of like spread and spread and spread and spread. And it didn't help that I was trying to speak up about it. I think the first time I spoke up about it was on Doug to Naples' stream. And I guess what made matters worse was when I started talking about it, I think 2 days after I did that stream, the Easy Peasy video dropped. Do you know about that video?
No, I don't.
So there's this guy called Easy Peasy, as in the letters EZPZ, right? All in capitals. And someone in the animation industry anonymously approached him and told him about all this shit that was going on in the animation industry. I have my suspicions as to who it might be because some of the stuff is in there is something that I've told other people as well when I was telling them like what I'd experienced and what I'd been through. And because that video, so all the the crazy 15-year-old psychopaths and Steven Universe fans who I guess had it out for me at some point because I guess I wasn't woke enough. They all because they're the great internet detectives, they saw the Easy Peasy video first, and then they tried to speculate as to who it was. They found the live stream that I did with Doug to Naples, and so they had somehow jumped to this massive conclusion and won the conclusion Olympics, going, oh, well, Luke talked about this 2 days before, and now this video has come out. Ipso ergo, Luke is the anonymous source.
Oh, wow.
And so then they painted me as this crazy. You would swear by reading all the shit that they did when they were trying to smear me because they thought that I was the informant. Because this is another tactic that they use. They smeared my name publicly to discredit me, even though I had nothing to do with it. But it was all to discredit me so that it was part of this excuse that they do. It was like, oh, well, this person's a crazed maniac and he's threatened people with a knife or a gun or scissors or whatever the fuck the lies they were coming up with. Therefore, we don't have to listen to what he says. Therefore, everything he says is wrong. Ipso ergo, there's nothing wrong with the animation industry. It's, narcissism 101. It's like, it's part of their whole MO of like just trying to brush everything or sweep everything under the rug and pretend like nothing's wrong. And
yeah, it's like they have a standard operation procedure for every industry because it sounds exactly the same as what happened in comics almost.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's the same. NPCs.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like narcissists are incredibly predictable. You can tell what they do because everything I've just described, like. We've seen that happen in, like, say, movies and, in comics and in video games. Like, the minute somebody actually comes out tries to tell the truth, whether or not it's directly or indirectly, like, they immediately try to completely destroy that. They're killing the messenger just to save face. And, like, the only other place I know of that does that is a totalitarian regime like China, because they do the exact same thing for the exact same problems. They kill anybody who tries to speak out about what's going on over there. So,
yeah, if it doesn't get out there and nothing to be done about it.
Yeah.
But you would think that they would see, like they can't look at each of these industries where this starts happening and just see like the profits just go down.
Oh, they don't care about money.
It doesn't make any.
They're communists. They don't care about money.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's part of this ideology because as you said, Joseph, a communist ideology, money and sort of making sure everybody benefits is not the top priority. The top priority is the cause, right? everything else comes secondary. What comes first is making sure that you further the cause at any cost. And if that means people's livelihoods are lost, so be it. If that means companies go under, so be it, because companies are a capitalist mechanism. And what better way to destroy capitalism and implement communism than destroying the very mechanisms that help drive it, which are big companies and even small business, right? So
yeah, you got to give it to them, though. They're very smart, because what they've done is, if you look at like the education system, you would say that probably, I would say, 90% of the teachers are progressive, and so they pass it on to the youth. So they've basically made a whole generation of clones of them, and unless those kids have some other reference point in their lives that can show them the other side, which is hard these days because parents are working so much that they've programmed their new society already. You just got to wait for them to grow up and take over.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of sort of when ideologies are trying to sort of take over, they always start by indoctrinating the young. Because the young, it's as you said, the young don't know any difference. I sort of went through something similar like that when I was younger. But I was lucky because I went to a Catholic school and we had like a good mix of different teachers with different perspectives. And so I think I came out probably a little bit better than how kids are coming out today. But it's fucking nefarious. And I think that it kind of speaks about sort of the problems the education system has right at this moment. And I don't know if Betsy DeVos is trying to fix that. If she is, she's got to hurry up and do a better job because we're pretty fucked.
and how hard is it for people like us who grew up with like things being one way, and then we don't even know that things are different now? Like you say something, oh, you can't say that. What are you talking about? I've always, no, you're not allowed to say that anymore. You're like, the rules are changing on us. Like
they're in constant flux.
Yeah. It's like, I'm only 40 and I feel like I'm like my 60-year-old grandpa trying to tell me about HI tapes, It's like, what is going on here? Like
Things
all
have
social norms
accelerated.
are different. Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely like, and one thing that I would hate, I definitely
You're not even
hate
talking.
being,
Get out of here, loser.
I'd hate being young right now and trying to figure out how on earth I would try to date a girl, because not only do we have
absurd,
only do we have coronavirus, but we have Me Too, and it's like,
well, they're all going their own way.
Any sort of affection can be turned into an assault. It's like,
dude, you go for the chick without a mask. That would be like the obvious, like, all right. At
felony,
least I can talk to you.
Short-term relationship, eh?
Stick with prostitutes.
Pound me
well,
too.
I mean, that's an interesting point you made up. Yeah, there's been this. Not only is it bad for dating for young men and trying to figure out who they are, but this is sort of part of this massive war on young boys right now. It's harder now more than ever to be a young man, let alone an older man, just because, they're being told so many different things and trying to have their minds melded into this thing that they're not. I mean, we all know that, young men are very, I guess, kind of energetic and very boisterous. They kind of need mentorship in some way to sort of, help harness a lot of that fervent energy that they have. But that's not happening. In fact, they're being discouraged from sort of embracing their maleness and even being told that they're like tyrants in waiting, which I really, really do not like at all. Like I really weep for young men today, because I remember when I was a young man trying to figure out who I was and what was the best course and failing at it dismally because no one would fucking tell me. Like not even my own dad. Like he would just hide behind the paper, his newspaper at the time. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, and so I had a similar thing where I had a stepdad that absolutely fucking hated me, and so I didn't get like a lot of those life lessons of like how is a man supposed to act in certain situations, or chivalry or anything like that. Luckily, a little bit later in my life, I befriended like an older guy, and when I was like 17, 16-year-old, he was like an Indian guy here in
you found
Arizona.
a mentor, huh?
Yeah, and he taught me simple things like you wouldn't even think of. Like my parents never taught me how to drive or play baseball or sports, and so like he taught me how to play softball, and you need some kind of a male
Groomer?
role model in your life, you know.
Groomer?
You just had to ruin it. We were going
Oh,
on a deep
yeah.
journey.
There was no
touching-
such thing as
Oh.
grooming back then, man.
But-
Maybe there was.
Actually.
I didn't know about it though.
There was such thing as grooming. We just didn't
Yeah.
know it
Yeah.
existed.
We didn't know that's what was happening.
Yeah.
That's what was going on in Arkansas with the Clintons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
But yeah, I mean, having a positive, strong male role model in your life when you're young, it definitely affects you, you know.
Yeah.
So, and they definitely want that gone now. And I even with like the Corona stuff now, they want separation too. Because if you're divided, it's easier for them to conquer you.
Oh yeah.
Because what they don't want you to realize there's way more of us than there is of them. And if enough people don't want to do something, they're not going to get what they want, you know. So yeah, that's what I think part of this is. It feels like that to me anyway. Maybe that's tinfoil talk, but
no, it's definitely a work. It's like the
Yeah.
timing. It's around the election, and
Mhm.
they were just like
Double
waiting
standard.
for an incident to set things off. You know, they were just primed and ready to kick things off.
What
You're
are you
telling
talking
me-
Civil War?
Well, I mean, yeah, the race war thing. This
Oh.
is like they're trying to push it over the edge.
I mean, the only
It's
thing
a
is,
race war, a war against the straight male. It's just insanity. I mean, we're forced to wear masks, but yet still California's covered in human shit and needles everywhere.
I mean,
It's
if
what it-
anything were to happen, it would be so ugly. It'd be so ugly, man. Like if something kicked off like that, like it would just be massive.
But I feel like the Cold War, or the Civil War is basically on. Like the left is like full on trying to dismantle the U.S.
well, I
government
feel like
right now.
it's very soft. You know, for a while, I've been thinking like we're so
get in here, commie Mark.
the, stake, the stakes are so
We're
high.
talking about you.
If you had a traditional war, the stakes are so high, the numbers would be so outrageous. Between everything we have right now for like weaponry and the fact that you couldn't count on your military to follow you all the way through. Like there's going to be people who are not going to be on board with one side or the other. But
Speak of the devil.
it's kind of like a soft war, you know, like it's all done in like you know, like espionage. It's all done in you know, films. It's done in video games. It's done in like I mean, it's like down to like the cultural
Well,
artifacts, you know.
I just saw someone throw a firebomb at a federal building like last week, so it seems like it's getting pretty hot. You know,
Yeah.
they're trying to burn down federal property
Wait.
and people getting shot.
It's
Are you willing to say
it's
the
no longer
location?
quiet anymore.
I mean, the media is keeping it quiet, but they're all. I see all these streamers.
But this is usually like cities that have foregone trying to enforce the law. Like it's
But even-
leaders telling the police to stand down, and like they can't do anything. Their hands are tied. If the federal system moves in, then it seems like, oh, it's tyranny. But it's like, no, it's just like enforcing the laws on the books. Like right now, it's just letting chaos and lawlessness go.
I think it's kind
You
of
know, have
funny.
the police show up with everything they got. I'm telling you, none of this shit would happen. It would
Yeah.
turn
This
around.
is a color revolution. This is how they start.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's kind of short-sighted though, because you would think it's mostly Democrat cities, right? That this shit's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you think about it, their big brain plan is, oh, we're gonna tell the police to stand down and let the riots go and destroy the cities that we're presiding over
Yeah, see, I
to
live
make
in
Trump look bad, but it's doing the opposite.
yeah, because I live in Arizona, and when they had like a rally, like a you know, for all the Black Lives Matter and stuff, and they were allowed to have it. But what happened was there was a ton of police there, and as these people went into where the rally was happening, they confiscated baseball bats, tire irons, and just basically said, "Yeah, you're not gonna do violence here. You can have whatever you want, but that ain't happening." And that's how like Republican states are. They don't let it happen. The police don't stand down. They fix it. So
Yeah.
that's why we don't have anything going on here. Like especially in my town because we're smaller. There's like nothing going on here. Everybody's like the only people that are doing weird stuff are the ones that were already. They're like the weirdos that wear underwear on their faces in public.
They're the ones that when the kid walks by with the mother's like, "Mommy, who's that?" It's like, don't talk to him. He lost it live.
Yeah.
We had a lot of hails here. I missed.
Oh yeah.
Hail.
Hailing.
Yeah,
I was just on his stream.
North Las Vegas shopping center, but a lot of broken glass. I don't know if they really stole anything, but one cop got shot the first week by some Mexican dude. And the funny part is the cop's also a fucking immigrant.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't matter. Your color is white as long as you're on the wrong side. So
Yeah.
Well, I do feel like they've been pushing this up to the point where it's going to break. If you had to ask me my honest take, like that would be the thing. Like I think we're crashing up against the rocks. Like the tide is hitting the rocks, and I think they're going to get a huge pushback soon enough, just because it's going too far. People were willing to put up with this bullshit when it didn't cost them anything. Now it's like going to have serious ramifications, and it's kind of like a lot of products out there are kosher that you don't know about. And it's mainly like this is all merchandising. You don't lose customers by it being kosher if you're able to keep it look or have it relatively the same. So like Oreos, I think, are like kosher or something like that.
Are we going back to the Jews control everything?
What is going on?
No, it's
where are we going with this?
No, this is like a Malcolm McDowell thing. Like you'll gain more customers by keeping it mostly the same, but changing it just enough to include this other group that's a little bit outside. And I feel like that's been maybe what the companies have been sold on this whole time. Is like, oh well, if you include homosexual like lifestyles into your brand, that will make you more acceptable. And it's just like more and more, but it's like undercutting the legs of any traditional values whatsoever. And even going against it. And I feel like with the NFL, I don't know everything that's going on. I'm not a big sports fan, but I saw something where they're like looking at doing 2 national anthems or like a Black Lives Matters thing. Yeah, and it's just like, oh, now like you're taking the piss, like the British expression. You're taking the piss, man. Like this is like going like a little too far. For even people who are willing to go with like all the changes that they've done up to this point because they love the game. I mean, it's really hard to take a lifelong fan, especially if they're really ingrained into it, out of the game. But I feel like this might.
Isn't it interesting how they're like their black ancestors fought so hard to be included in this country, and now it's like now they're fighting hard to be excluded as their own.
Yeah, integration failed. Martin Luther King was a dumbass. They should have listened to. The other one, Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
What do you think about that, Lucius? Do you think it's like it's going the other way now? Like they're trying to be like separated now?
Well, I mean, they're working towards it because that's what they think defines the integrity of something. Is that you have the. I mean, it's one of the better quotes I've heard is that like what's called the discrimination is actually indiscrimination. Like if you think black people are a certain way, it's because you can't see that just being black doesn't define a person. Right, you're basically putting everything onto somebody just because they're black. You're making no discrimination whatsoever, but it's called discrimination, right? but you're
Yeah.
not making any true evaluation of a person. You're just like blatantly putting something on a superficial value, and that's essentially, it's turned so hard the other way that now you can't express anything. You can't even say you're speaking for somebody black if you're not black, or you can't speak for a group because you're not this certain subgroup. And I thought it was funny that, like, I think it was Rot in one of his things. He was talking about, like, there's going to be an ageism thing, right? Like, you're playing an old person in a movie with makeup. Like, think Back to the Future where they have, like, the different timelines. And it's like, imagine being brought under fire for trying to represent an age group you weren't even a part of in a movie. Like, and it's like, you're the same person necessarily. You're in the same, like, group role, whatever. But it would be outlawed or seen as in poor taste just because you weren't the true representation of that age. And, I think there's truth to the thing of, like, you don't know what it's like to be somebody until you've walked a mile in their shoes. But it's like, Jesus, it's taken to such an extreme now. Like, I would rather be any sort of, say, minority than, say, ugly. Like, like if you had to pick, like, you could be attractive in any group, or you could just be flat out ugly. Like, what would you take? Because, like, I swear, like, if you're beautiful,
Oh, I'd rather take the white privilege, obviously. Nothing beats that.
Hey, you guys!
Isn't it strange how people, like, when did your life become like an adjective? Like, your whole life now is about your sexual preference, or your whole life is about the color of your skin now.
Yeah, immutable characteristics.
Like, are you a person? Or, I mean, like, because I don't think, before this, I didn't care if someone was gay or not, but so now you're trying to shock me by being, like, what, extra gay, like gay to 11. I mean, that, so you're gay. I don't care, but what I'm saying is,
the slippery slope was real. They tried to warn us.
It's like nobody wants to see me make out and, like, grab my wife's boobs and, like, try to, like, get all up on her in public.
Well,
because that would be, like, disrespectful to other people. But another person would be like, "Yeah, I'm all about dicks. I love dicks. We're gonna have dicks on our parade." I mean, do I get a parade? Do I get to go, "I love the pussy. I'm gonna put some tits on my head"? Parade. It's like, when did your whole life become about your sexuality? Don't you go to work, you have a family? When is it all about your adjective? When did that happen? It seems so
It started
strange
in the
to me.
60s with the sexual revolution.
They made Velma gay recently, and I thought of this. When did we ever see Daphne or Fred go on a date or kiss each other on any of the Scooby-Doo shows? Their sexuality never fucking mattered, but all of a sudden Velma in a kid's cartoon has to be a fucking lesbian for some damn reason.
You saw the Wachowskis, they said The Matrix was a trans allegory now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and Netflix's Twitter fucking had, like, fucking 12 tweets about the metaphors.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's just like
J.K. Rowling just really set the precedent.
Yeah, I made that connection right away. I was like, the viewer, we're trans all along.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, what happened to just, like, go fucking live your life, just work hard, do it. I mean, I don't need to know all this stuff about you. Or don't fucking work hard. Live in your mom's basement. I don't care if you like to whack off the pillow porn, but I don't want to know about it. It's like, whatever.
The thing is like they're against people who work hard. They hate people because if you work hard, you become successful.
You're privileged.
Yes. They can't stand that. Like, if you're more successful than them, it's the crabs in the bucket thing. And so work hard. No, that's the white man's way. We don't want to do that.
I kind of liked Ink's comments there. It's like, I don't care if you watch porn. And I'm just imagining somebody putting up, like, their porn CV. Like, this is the porn I search and I watch. Like, on paper, these are my top searches right here.
Midgets. Beef jerky porn.
Yeah.
Beef jerky porn.
That's like really, really, really old women.
Oh, I thought it was like some woman's like sitting in bed naked eating.
That's
beef.
like Nancy Pelosi porn. That's like that's beef jerky porn.
But wait, is it just two old people, or is it like an old woman with a young man?
No, a young dude. Yeah, he's like.
Well, what
like,
about the reverse of that?
Like everything's like cracking when he sticks it in. It's like
Ooh.
crackling.
Wait, dust comes out. Sand and dust comes out.
He's like banging a saddle.
I have to ask, Gargo, you didn't do beef jerky porn, did you?
No.
Okay, good man. Good man.
They don't call them all. They call them cougars now. Now they're cougars.
Well, what's the reverse where it's like a really old guy and a super young chick?
Lucky dude.
That's, well, there's grannies. They're called grannies or gilfs. Mostly cougars are anybody who's 26 and over.
I know, but I'm not like it's.
He wants the reverse of it. Which one's
like,
an old dude and a real young girl?
What's that called? Because we know what beef jerky porn is called. But
that's so and so fucking an old dude.
Oh,
that's
pretty. Like some slang term or something.
That's pretty normal. Most male
Grandpa porn
stars in that genre are like 40 and over.
Blue pill porn.
Tree bark banging.
Tree.
The porn star actually fucking her husband.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the producer.
Same thing.
Dude, Lucius, I think this is actually the most serious stream you've ever had.
Oh, probably, yeah.
It's very deep, yeah.
That was the weirdest situation.
Yeah,
we've covered everything from politics to beef jerky, bro. That's a wide array.
Beef.
Roast beef, yeah.
And even the beefy bull. What it gives you on the Twitter search. Don't search on Twitter.
Don't do it.
Do not search beefy bull on Twitter.
You can go to beefybull.com and get all your beefy bull news.
You gotta be very, very careful where you type that in.
Not suitable for work.
You're gonna get so much furry porn if you type in beefy bull.
Yes.
Speaking of which, the Slaughter Squad is pretty good, even though it's a furry book.
Thanks, man.
So, Luke, what are you doing? Are you still, able to do like animation for a living, or are you still able to make a living that way, or
no?
No. So you're just wow, buy his comic book, guys.
I might be joining Luke's boat pretty soon. I think I might be on the blacklist.
Nice.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's really weird. It's like I'm not trying to talk you down or anything, Joe, but I think you're a small enough fish where I think you get to stay under the radar. But for me, it's like I was like on the verge of having a television series, and they couldn't have that, and so I think just because of what I've been able to do and sort of like my level of talent, they see that as sort of a threat, or in the sense of like competition, you know what I mean? Like they hate competition. They absolutely hate it. Like we know this. So yeah, it's best just to, rather than try and improve themselves, it's just best just to completely destroy the opposition any way they can and just move on.
Well, I say that because I was telling you before I've been like showing my power levels on social media, and like I don't give a fuck anymore.
Bad idea. Bad idea.
Posting shit like crazy. It's like fuck BLM, Antifa are terrorists, blah blah blah, and then someone's like, "Oh, this is that Joseph King guy. I heard about him." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I got blocked, and I was like, oh, "Okay." Am I on the list now?
That means you're doing something right, though. Yeah, now you're on the right. Yeah.
But the thing is, they block you so that they can then continue to say stuff about you to others and poison the well without you knowing.
That's probably
because if you rebut it, what's the use? They got to get that lie out there, and a long living lie out there that they don't want you to defend yourself.
Yeah, I've had so many lies told about me that I'm still hearing about, and I'm just like, whoa, that's like a totally different version from the one that was told about me like 3 months ago. It's just they've told so many and so much. I think it's like practically impossible for me to get a job in the animation industry now.
Well, so who would you turn down? Out of curiosity,
who did I turn down?
yeah, what private hotel room part did you reject to lose all your position? Because that just sounds huge. Somebody was butthurt. Was it a foot fetish thing that you turned down from particular fat guy?
No, it was. No, you're absolutely right, El Gargo. Actually, it's because they couldn't get this hot Australian cock. That no,
He
it's
wasn't
true.
gonna-
It's like I was.
He wasn't going for the beef jerky, man. He wasn't.
No, I
having
was
it.
like you could back in the quote unquote heyday, right? When I was like that new hot shit, like I was like the animation heartthrob. Like, you know, chicks would always looking at me because I was like 6 foot and like super handsome. I've got like an accent. I'm like one of the best lovers. I'm not joking. You
The
love
accent, I hate that, but it's true. Like the ladies go for that accent. It's like,
dude, I had so much pussy thrown at me. It was insane. It was like crazy because obviously back home in Australia, I couldn't get any because I'm just another Australian. But I come over here and they were just all just like, please fuck me.
Yeah.
And and I mean, I had an opportunity to pick and choose, and I guess some of them didn't like the fact that I didn't pick them. So there you have it. So.
Yeah, see, and whenever I went after something, I got it just because I made sure I always had enough money. So I always.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I said earlier how I dated like a porn star, but I didn't like actively try to date a porn star. The porn star approached me.
Yeah.
And I only found out later that she was a porn star. And when I found
she's
out,
like, been there, done that.
Well,
did you get tested afterwards?
I did get tested very thoroughly.
Yes.
I
Now,
got lucky. So.
One of my favorite, I would listen to the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and one of my favorite things was him talking about like, oh yeah, he had a friend who was dating a porn star, and like he was cool with it because every now and then he'd get like threesomes or something. Like this girl would bring over one of her co-stars or somebody she knew, and he's like, yeah, it's all right, and like because he's like, wait, you're okay with your girl like fucking another guy for money and stuff? I was like, yeah, it's just a job. And it wasn't until he saw a contract or a deal like for some shooting that they were doing where it's like it's an airtight shooting, and he's like, airtight, what does that mean? And that's where it's like essentially there's a dick in her mouth and her pussy in her ass.
Oh, airtight.
Right, yeah.
Plugging all the holes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they call it.
And that was what broke him. He's like,
wow.
Yeah, I can't do this anymore.
What if she came home and gave him a kiss after work?
Oh my god.
Had a hard day, honey.
The case.
Oh, I had a really hard day.
Well, most cases, most of
slammed
those
at
guys
work
are
repeatedly.
fucking other girls anyway.
I was slammed at work.
I was just so slammed. It was just so much. I couldn't get through it all.
That's why Tara Patrick's marriage never worked. She bitched about her husband doing porn too, and he's like, "Fuck you, bitch! I ain't quitting."
Isn't that interesting? That was like, wasn't there a guy where he was doing gay porn, but he had like his wife who was married?
Tons of guys do that.
Yeah, she is. Sorry. So.
Why?
True fact. Well, I mean, I humped her and dumped her. There you go.
Because gay porn stars get paid more money than the straight stuff.
Yeah.
Now we've been sitting on this graphic for a while now, and I find it so awesome. And I'm also analyzing where the text is placed here, and it's like the Asian girl has guns, the African dude has retardation.
Whoa.
The white guy has riots. The Indian dude
wow.
has attention addiction, and then the Russian has looting. And with the powers combined, we have a peaceful protest. Did you watch Captain Planet back in the day?
Oh
yeah,
of course.
Yeah. We didn't know that they were trying to like feed us something. We just watched it because it had a superhero in it.
A gay blue man.
At least for me.
Well, I was going to do I did sort of like a treatment for like a sequel to Captain Planet, where like all the other Planeteers have like moved on or are dead, and so it's like Wheeler has all the rings on his hand, right, from all the others, and so because Wheeler kind of looks like Captain Planet in a strange way, he's got like sort of similar hair and
He has a mullet, yeah.
yeah. And so I thought, wouldn't it be interesting if, like, all the others became disillusioned with it, but Wheeler still kept sort of like the faith, and so he put all the rings on, and so in a way, he kind of became a superhero.
Wait, Wheeler's the ginger, right?
Yeah, he's the American.
Nah, that'll never fly. You can't have a white main character. What's wrong with you?
With red hair?
Oh, we just recast him as black later.
Yeah, we're ginger washing.
Yeah.
No, he identifies as a black female though.
But it'd make more sense though if like Wheeler actually like eliminated all the other Planeteers.
Dude, we're gonna redo Green Lantern, man.
That's actually
change the rings. Yeah.
And Captain Planet is like his slave, and he's like using him for evil.
He's Parallax, man. Yeah.
Say, help me, help me.
I think we
maybe
got
that's
a
the
problem.
turn. Maybe he became so authoritarian that he was like, the only way we can save the planet is by destroying, capital industry. And so
that is the typical climate activist.
Yeah, he becomes a communist. You got to rip it all to the ground to make it better.
But he's become a communist through indirect ways. It's like the whole point of the show was like saving the environment. And
what if he just became friends with Commie Mark on the internet, and then
he's like humans are a disease.
Yeah, exactly. Humans that cause pollution.
Yeah. Like he becomes the eco-terrorist. Like he's just like, humans are the root of all the problems. Let's eliminate all humans. And so he gets all the rings, and then he turns the world against humanity.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
Wait.
You saying he gets everyone to commit suicide?
No, like he just uses the ring's power, or maybe Captain Planet, to kill humanity because that saves the ecosystem.
But we need a hero to rise up.
Yeah, who's going to be that hero to rise up?
He-Man.
Oh.
He's gonna wear his little trunks, and he's gonna stop him by the power of Grayskull.
He's gonna seduce him. He-Man's gonna seduce Captain Planet.
Oh yeah,
we could get a character that I made up called Something Man. He can take him on.
Oh. This is Something Man. What does he do? Something.
Oh, did I have I told you about Something Man? Is this whole stream just me just shilling my ideas?
Sure, go for
it.
I mean, it probably isn't appropriate, but Something Man was a comic I was.
Oh,
what?
Shit.
What?
Sorry.
What the fuck, dude? Interrupt me, you motherfucker.
Sorry. I was looking to do this. Now go.
You're gonna go on this deep journey? You're like, nope, fuck you. We're not interested. So Something Man was this other comic I was planning on doing that was set in this post-apocalyptic dystopian utopian future of America, where basically the SJWs had won and they'd taken over America.
So like now?
sort of like an even darker version. So they had taken over, and they basically had renamed America the Collective Territories of, I think, something or other, Greater America or some Americas or something, right? And they had, it's like something out of 1984, but sort of like left-leaning. So it's like, if you're a white straight male, then you're going to be put in jail immediately, or you're on this watch list. But if you're anything else, but they sort of have these different tiers of sort of like a social credit system, but it's based on your race and sexual identity.
The intersectional pyramid or whatever.
Yeah. And so, like if you're white male, you're like a third class citizen, but if you're like Asian, you're just a step above that. But the top of it is like white women, and then underneath them are black women, right? And so anyway, it's like this,
like trannies be at the top.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like this is the other thing. It's so inconsistent. Like the leaderboard up there is like constantly changing. It's constantly in flux, and it's a way that they keep the population sort of like under their control, because it's sort of like the when 9/11 happened and they had that terror alert system, and it would always be like, oh, terror alert is red today, and today the terror alert is yellow. It's like this means of like, it's almost like putting the population in this state of like a deer caught in headlights. They're frozen with fear. They don't know which way to proceed or how to sort of like go about it. Right? It's like a form of mind control. And so anyway, part of this whole world is like after they've destroyed the U.S. government and the whole all of society and infrastructure collapses, they seize power and they take over. And during all this, like the emergence of these superhero people start to occur. And so as a response, they find these people and they capture them and they put them in sort of like these prisons, but they call them like sanctuaries, but it's a means of like controlling them, because all of a sudden there's this new group of people who are more talented and more capable than them, and they obviously can't stand that because they're absolute control freaks. So anyway, just to cut this short, there's this main character, and her ability is called analysis, and so she can sort of like tell. She's very observant of the world around her, like she can tell without even seeing inside a room, tell how many people are inside a room, what their ages are, who they are.
Super autist.
Sort of, yeah, but it's like she can tell sort of like the power levels of, say, what of a character is, right?
That should be a superhero right there.
Right? Like it's just being able to, it's like the ultimate intuition sort of.
Super autismo.
And so she can sort of see what's going on, but she hasn't fully realized it because she obviously doesn't know any different because she's been born into this whole society. And so part of the whole thing is like the government actually gets these groups of these superpowered individuals to go out and try and, when they discover another superpower person out in the wild, they take these people, a group of them, form a team, and tell them, go capture this person, right? Because there's nothing better than a superpowered person to capture another superpowered person. And so they do it. And so on one of these expeditions, it all goes to shit. Like her entire team gets killed. Yeah, I know it sounds familiar. But just when everything looks like everything's going to be lost and the whole city's going to be destroyed, she's like in despair, and she goes, oh, won't somebody do something? And then, something man shows up and says, oh, did somebody say something? and like a true superhero, he comes in like, just almost casually, he makes it look so effortless, and he absolutely completely diffuses the situation in like seconds flat, and he's just this amazing, dazzling thing, and she's seeing this thing for the first time. She's like, oh my God, what is this? Who is this person? And it just kind of goes from there.
Shit, I'm sold.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Spats, Aloysius?
Well, I didn't hear the whole thing because
great.
My mic went out and I got kicked off, and then I had to come back in.
Yeah, there were 2 ink spots at one point. There can be only one. I think it's a shame that you're not in animation, dude. Like that's what I think. Like I'm just like, dude, there's so much like energy and creativity, and now you're blacklisted. So, but we'll take care of you, buddy.
You heard Ethan. He's ready to go to the next step and making full-length animations on YouTube.
Well, I've said to him, I've said in public before, if someone like Ethan or anybody wants to raise the cash and approach me, I can break down the budget and tell them how to do it. I'm sure Joseph could probably help us out as well.
Yeah.
So totally. Say that some like what would it cost to do like a half hour, like a pilot? What would that cost? Like
the cost is dependent on a lot of factors. Like you say like half hour, but that's only like a small part of the equation. Like for every minute of animation you add, the cost increases almost exponentially.
Well, you can like give a few examples, right? Like like an episode of SpongeBob is like $1 million per episode, right?
More or less, but that's because it's small people. But I mean, even if you break down the costs to like a per person thing, so let me lay it out this way, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, Joseph. On average, say an animator they charge between $45 to $100 per second of footage to produce. And so if you times that by 60, which is 60 seconds, then you're looking at a fair chunk of change already. And then
usually an animator can only churn out like 10 or 20 seconds a week.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, if you want to talk about how much they can do a week, that's a whole other thing, but we're talking more about cost and budget.
Yeah.
And so that's one aspect. So if you've got, say, 60 seconds and it's a 10-minute short, you times that by 60, that's 600 seconds. And you're already looking at 30,000, right, for one animator. And then you put on top of that, you got voice actors, and voice actors charge anywhere from $200 to about $300 per hour for a recording session with a 2-hour minimum. So you're looking at $400 to $600 per voice artist. So depending on how many characters you have in there, that can be anywhere from $400 to more than $2,000 if you have more than one character that needs to be voiced. Then you got stuff like composing for music, and that comes anywhere from like $1,000 to $2,000. Then you got sound editing, which is like somewhere around the same price range. So yeah, there's a lot of these different factors that kind of stack on top.
So like if you want to make a cartoon, it's got to be a 6-figure campaign to fund it.
Theoretically, yeah, but I mean, but that's dependent. It's part of this whole holy trinity of time, money, and quality. Like if you want something of good quality, that's going to take more time and more money. But if
time is money, yeah.
Yeah, and if you want something done fast, then that's obviously going to affect the quality and the amount of money that you want done. So yeah, that's part of it, and so you say half an hour. I would say half an hour is pretty unrealistic. I mean, it can be done. It's just going to take a lot of money and a lot of time to do. But maybe aim lower. Say 5 minutes or 10 minutes, right? Sort of like as a proof of concept.
Yeah. I would go like Adult Swim, like 10 minutes or something like that, like kind of thing at the max. And I would say
small, for
CG, I would go like 30 seconds. Like what can you give me in 30 seconds? Nail it out in like storyboards where you don't have to like
30 seconds isn't very long. Like probably
no, it's not. But I'm thinking, like,
I can get a lot done in 30 seconds. Man.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Like when I did Dungeon Crawlers, Nickelodeon mandated that it had to be under 3 minutes, right? And part of that was sort of part of the IATSE Voice Actors Guild, right? Like they had to
they happen to share the sync.
Yeah, that's. Oh,
okay.
Let me put that up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Luke's comic, the Forsaken Gods comic.
Thank you. And so part of the VA Guild's contract means that if you're going to make some kind of production, if it goes over 3 minutes, then you have to start paying guild rates, right? Which are a lot higher. And plus also Nickelodeon was, at least when I first started to make Dungeon Crawlers for them, they were kind of in this stage of like, well, let's just make a whole bunch of little stuff, and just throw it at the wall to see what sticks, right? Cartoon Network's a little bit different. They make 10-minute shorts, which are a lot more expensive to produce, so they produce a lot less of them. But both of them, obviously, they're corporate, so they're kind of bound by sort of like guild laws and contracts in regards to sort of like set wages that they have to pay for all of these productions. They're not as nimble as, say, an independent production where you can sort of do it like a skeleton crew. So sort of like, say, guys like Scumhouse Studios, like who did Satina. Like, they're able to sort of like do a lot more with a lot less as a result.
Luke, and this looks beautiful, dude. This is really cool.
Look good, yeah.
I love this page right here, man. That page is freaking gorgeous. Love it.
And that's like the least action-packed page.
I know, but man, it's got a lot of power, man. It's freaking great, man. You get the depth there, and just like the scale of the guy in the armor. Holy crap! I love it. Beautiful.
And this isn't even complete, is it?
Not yet, but it's getting close to being complete.
And what's the story about?
Oh, so it's like Something Man, but it's set in a fantasy world.
It's the same pitch.
It's the same fucking pitch, guys. I've been fooling you all along this whole time. No, it's a little bit different in that it's set in this fantasy world. It's about this called Epic Earth. And in this fantasy world, like centuries ago, there was this war between the gods, and because of this war, it caused the world to be populated with like dragons and magic and monsters and all this shit, right? And so when the war was over, they put all of their weapons and shit that they made to try to kill each other. They put them in all these dungeons so that humans couldn't get to them and sort of like use them to fuck shit up. And so anyway, like centuries after all of that happened, this young woman named Samara, who's like the main character of this story, she's trying to find out what caused the war in the first place. And so she goes into one of these dungeons, and her whole entire crew get killed, and she escapes, and she gets lost in the dungeon. And as she's trying to find a way out, she actually comes across one of these weapons, and that's called Skull Knight. And she inadvertently wakes him up, and because she's the one that woke him up, he is now duty bound to sort of follow her around and do as she commands.
Nice.
And so the whole premise of it is now her life has been altered because she has to try and figure out how to live a normal life while this giant monstrosity kind of follows her around everywhere and does everything she says. But also the other thing is like the gods that survived the war have realized that Skull Knight is now woken up, and so they start sending all this shit to try and kill him and her at the same time. So like her whole entire life is totally turned upside down as a result of this. And in a way, she to sort of like solve this problem, she has to figure out who and what Skull Knight is and sort of how he became the way he was. And it's kind of all tied in together with each other.
Now, do you find it like after being in animation, is this like nothing? Is this like
pretty much? Yeah,
it's like super easy for you, huh? Because you're not having to draw like hundreds of illustrations.
Like, when I was on the other streams, people were saying, "Oh, when's your delivery date?" I was like, "December this year," and they're like, "Whoa, that's really fast." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Because animation's all about knocking that shit out, ain't it? It's yeah.
So I don't think they've realized that I just do this every day. So.
Do you have any peanuts for me to masturbate to?
Any what?
What?
Some peanuts of some hips and thighs.
Oh, jeez, Gaga, you gotta get over that, man. just visit my Twitter and look at all the drawings that I posted there.
Yeah, I can imagine after having to draw all those that like. Man, I wish I was that fast. I do painting, so I'm freaking slow. So, like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I always was fast for some reason, but I feel like I've slowed down somewhat. But even then, people tell me, "Oh man, you're so fast." I'm like, I don't feel like fast as I used to be.
Like one page of the comic I'm working on takes me 20 to 40 hours.
Oh Jesus, dude, that's crazy.
That's because I do fully painted, so like they're like all digital painted concept.
That's like 2 days.
I know.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly in a production environment.
Wait, are you painting digitally or physically?
No, I'm painting digitally, but yeah.
Jeez, dude, what are you doing?
I
like one stroke an hour or something.
Too much. No, I'm doing too much.
Okay.
That zoom button can be.
Oh yeah. I get it.
But also, I'm trying to be like, you get that thing in your head, like this has to be like the absolute, every panel just has to be the absolute best I can do. And I don't want, so
that's probably going to happen to me probably actually.
But now, like I've said, when I started this stream, now it's like, I've seen how long this is going to take me if I don't speed this shit up. So now I'm using like 3D assets and photo assets. It's like whatever, I can make it look like I painted everything, but you know what? Whatever, I'm gonna have to speed it up because I don't see how you could do. Because I used to do children's books, and with a children's book, you get like a year or two to draw one children's book, know, and so you really spend so much time in every it's only like 20 illustrations, but you spend so much time into it. So
how much do children's books pay?
Lots.
Dude, I could fucking do a children's book in like 3 months.
You could. Probably the way you do, the fast as you go.
Hook me up, bro.
I'm out. That's what I got kicked out of. You got kicked out of animation. I got kind of kicked out of like children's stuff. So
change your name to Rancid Anakin, and then you can be.
I was going to change it. I was gonna change it to a woman's name, pretend I'm trans, and I'll just
Yeah.
like get a major random house
Yeah,
deal like
Paul
right off the
Mags,
bat.
Would
New
you-
York Times
Wait,
bestseller.
Ink, would you change your voice at all, or would you just talk naturally?
No, I would just talk naturally and say,
Oh,
"Hey,
okay.
you know,
And
I
you're
already
All you
like,
have
gotta
oh.
do is
that.
wear a blue wig.
I got a little bit of a lisp and like a high voice already, so I would fit
Yeah.
right in. I wouldn't even have to.
You could just change it a little bit and you'd do it perfectly. I think.
They would totally believe me. Yeah,
Yeah.
You
I
don't
could
have
get
to
away
have
with
a
it.
list. All you gotta
Live
do
your
is wear a
dream,
baggy
man.
Hawaiian shirt.
I also just wanted to say Rancid Anakin is my Wu-Tang name.
Yeah, but yeah, I know I do a lot of like I really spend a lot of time like when I was doing paintings, so I'm trying to transfer that over to like from kind of fine art over into comics, and so now I've learned that I'm gonna do a lot of assets in 3D, and I'm merge them in with the painting, and you know what, there's like I said, someone's only spending a few seconds on each page, so it's gonna look good, but I can't spend that much time on it. So, or I might get one book done like in my whole life. Actually, I just need to be like the DC and Marvel guys right now and just do covers, man. Do no interiors.
Oh yeah, I would love to do covers. That'd be super fun.
Dude, that's got to be a cash cow, man. Covers. What do you think they get paid $500 to $800? And if they're like, it's super,
I would say 1K, man.
Yeah.
You think they get
$1K.
$1,000 for it now?
Probably, and then they could sell it too, because usually they can retain like the original art and then sell it off later, and that's the thing that's going to get major bucks. Like I was looking at I mean, you need a name for yourself for sure, but I was looking at Sean Gordon Murphy, like his White Knight run, and like his interior pages, man, those are running like I think around like $3,000 a page, but his like covers were like 9,000 or so, like when he put those up. So, like you can make pretty good money on it, and at the same time, like I remember back in the day, like the covers that like snagged me into comics initially, like the Nightfall covers by Joe Kelly. If you remember those, like that would be the Batman, like broken over Bane's knee.
Oh yeah.
All those things, man. Like, I mean, they were just like money. And I was like, oh man, I fucking love his style. I love his aesthetic. And I bought like a trade where Joe Kelly was on Batman, and it was just like you saw the quality, like you drop off. I mean, he still had like a very I would say like kind of early noir aesthetic to his stuff, but like those covers would just look so fucking awesome. And I don't know what he sold them for, but like there's always the tales of the people like who just give away their art like in the best heyday for like nothing. Like Dave Gibbons like sold all of his Watchmen art to like some dude he knew in England, and now he says like, oh, we have a deal where I can just grab anything off the shelf and just take it and walk out. Like he never has to pay for a book again at the comic dealer. But like those pages must have been like invaluable, like within years of the time where he's just like sold them for like nothing. So there's always a trade-off, like where you think like maybe you're not worth as much as you are, but like you've done such a better job than you even know at that time.
Yeah, look at stuff that's going like look at Ethan's covers going for $10,000 a pop, man. Yeah, that's just like blows my mind, dude.
I wonder what Steve Dillon original art goes for nowadays. Co-creator Preacher died recently.
Yeah, I mean, and if you limit yourself too, like you're not like everywhere all at once. Like you're known as being like, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like Dave McKean or somebody like that who like really like does mixed media work or something where like it's intensive and you're not just shitting out covers left and right. Like it could probably run a lot. Like if you held on to it. Todd McFarlane, he never sold like any of his original art for Spawn, I think. And God knows what that could go for when it finally actually sells. You know?
Yeah. For me, it's always like I would love if I could have a piece of art. I would love to get something, a Bernie race or something, just something that's super epic, detailed, or even getting like a Frazetta ink drawing would be so freaking amazing.
Bernie Wrightson, didn't he have a like Frankenstein cover that sold like the second highest or the highest of an illustration, like a pen and ink illustration?
Yeah, he illustrated the whole story, like in like Franklin Booth like style, super ultra detailed hatching, like it was crazy. So
yeah, but it was like the cover page or something, like, and he's like, yeah, I just worked on it over like 10 years at time or something. Like it's like this amazing beaker setup or whatever.
Yeah, that was his Frankenstein stuff. Yeah, that's the whole book's like that. It's crazy.
But it sold for like over $1 million or something. Like it was I think behind a Frazetta piece. Like
I think that book took him something like 20 years to finish all the illustrations for, because he just did it in his spare time, and he just did it in that style because that's what he loved. And so they're like true like pieces of artwork. They're amazing.
Yeah.
So that's when you got like a passion for something, when you do something that crazy though, you know. But anyway, everybody's quiet now.
I know, right? We killed the conversation.
We killed the comfort with our
with
our comic nerdness.
Yeah.
Sorry. Retardation.
So, Fresher Luke, are you like looking to do like comic books, or are you looking to do animation? Like, what would you rather have your hat in?
Yes.
Everything.
All right.
I mean, look, I tried to get an animation crowdfund off the ground, and I had to pull it. I would love to do animation at some point, but I understand that.
Do you know who Camel Moon is?
Yes.
Like, what would you do? Like, if somebody was like, I want you to do Camel Moon-esque like thing.
Yes.
And considering maybe you have to do like designs, like what would you charge to do, say, a minute of something like that?
I'd probably charge. Well, it depends on what you want me. If you want me to do,
you're going by the second, right? Is that how you would do it?
No. I gotta ask. So you want me to do everything that Camel Moon is doing, because he's doing backgrounds, characters, and sort of animating it,
right? Yeah. I mean, maybe I provide you enough that like you would have to transition it, right? Because you're still gonna have to put it in animation. But I give you all the designs and everything. Like, let's say I provide all that up front.
No. What I'm saying is, like, I'm trying to be specific, because obviously the more specific it is, the better price I can give you.
Yeah.
So, like, let's assume that you want me to do like a sort of my version of a Camel Moon episode of Hail Salad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like the setup where Ethan is almost in the Eric Andre show kind of scenario, where he's at this desk and he's interviewing guests, but it's all animated, so it all looks real, right? Mm-hmm. So we're taking audio from Ethan's show and other characters. Are you giving me that audio, or do I have to go and find that audio to assemble something?
Let's say I provide you all that.
Okay, all right. Well, that really helps. That's already like half the battle. So if you provide me sort of like an audio track where I can just work off of it, then that drives down the price a little bit. So if I'm just drawing the characters, animating them, and then doing the backgrounds, and let's say it's a minute, I'd probably say somewhere between 1 to 3K.
Okay, that's what I would have said too.
Yeah.
So what Camel Moon's kind of doing. It's like deceptively. It looks simple, but it's not as simple as what it looks.
Yeah, I think most of his time is tied up in editing, because he has to like take the audio, put it up to it.
There's a lot of effects in there too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I was looking at Hail Salad because obviously I know him, and I've been on some streams with him and Narwhal in the past. And I was looking. He was showing it the other day on a stream where I was on, and I was looking at it, and then I was thinking about it. about sort of like what it would take for me to do my own version. Because obviously that's sort of part of how the way my minds work. I see something someone's doing, I'm like, how could I make that better, you know? Like how could I improve on it? How could I iterate on it, right? And there is a way. I think I could probably do something like that, yeah. Where you would be like, this is awesome.
Now, have you thought about doing that to try to like get your numbers up, like do the whole, like get your YouTube channel to where you're like actually making money on it by doing something like that?
Yes, I have. The problem is I don't have time to do it because one, I'm trying to like pay my bills. Two, I'm trying to make this comic. And three, I'm trying to run this campaign.
Yeah,
No,
so you got the same like me. I work a full-time job.
Yeah.
I come
We all
home,
have that
stream, and then draw till I fall asleep and go back to work. So
yeah. So it's really hard right now. I mean, if it's like going back to what El Gago said, where Ethan is, he's looking to take that next step. It's like, we've got guys like me and Joseph here. Like we know the process, we know how to do it, we have the skill, and we have the expertise. And I mean, all we need is money so that we can sort of like stop doing all this extraneous stuff, trying to survive in this world, and sort of really focus all our energies on really producing
and that's
stuff.
kind of what it is, getting your foot in the door and actually showing people what you can do.
Yes.
So that you can finally do it, and make enough money to where you don't have to do the 9 to 5 or whatever, and just concentrate on your thing.
That's the thing. I have shown what I can do. Like the Dungeon Crawler short is out there. It's for everyone to see. But I don't know. I guess it's part of that whole invisible glass wall that's soundproof that is the internet,
Hey, listen, I'm the colorist on Cash Grab. Nobody knows who the hell I am. So leave me alone.
I know who you are.
No, I'm no. It's like you got to get something out there. So I thought, it's kind of like I don't think anyone would even know who I was if I wasn't the colorist on Cash Grab. But it's like trying to get attached to. For me, like my goal was like get attached to like one of these bigger projects, and it took me like a year or two to finally get my foot in the door and to get Cash Grab. And then like after everyone can see what I can do, then I'll start, try to do my own thing. And so that's what we're kind of working on right now.
Bring up what Samir said about what.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that is actually correct. He is doing it all in After Effects. And this is the one time I'm going to be mean. Anybody who animates something like that in After Effects is doing it the wrong way, because After Effects is an absolutely horrible program. It's like a lot of Adobe's programs are like really bad because they don't listen to their customer base.
Yeah, big agree.
Yeah, I think the first time I tried to do animation was in Flash, like an old version of Flash.
Oh yeah, Flash crushed so much, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't even bother trying with Flash. It was such a bad program.
Yeah, I was like, I give up. This is hard.
Flash is retarded.
Another reason why Terminator Dark Fate failed so bad.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it. I don't know. Like, I would want to do sort of like a version of Ethan's show, sort of like the way Much Dank does. Sort of his videos. Have you seen Much Dank?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he like takes like snippets of audio and he puts them out of context and rearranges them, so it just sounds absolutely ridiculous but cohesive at the same time. And it just he takes these interviews like I think one of them was when Will Smith had that table talk with his wife after he realized she was having that affair.
Cucked.
Yeah, where he got cucked. And so Much Dank took it, and it's basically him sitting there going, Jada, you gotta tell us what's going on, Jada. And she's like, well, this is a table, and we're at the table, and we're talking about the table. And she's like, no, Jada, you gotta talk about what's going on. And she's like, well, we're at the table, and I had an entanglement. He's like, an entablement? And she's like, yes.
Oh. A trifling hope.
Or at least you like that, Joe. I guess.
God, I would love to see. You should try to do something with Cecil, man. You should do something to get his attention.
Well,
I
Will
mean-
Smith's got to stop pretending he's into black women.
God, I would love a Cecil cartoon. I would love.
Well, I mean, Ethan says such. If you take anything he says out of context, it just sounds crazy, right? But obviously, when he's saying it during his streams, it makes perfect sense. So, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't have the time to trawl through his hours upon hours of footage to try to pick out, that one, sentence that really seals the deal. I mean, I wish I had time to do that. I probably would. But
You know what I would do is if you can work it out with, I can't remember his name, but the guy who did the Mike Oxmo song, dance song. Like if you can just put something up to that, and I mean you're talking about loops and potential variations on the loops, right?
yeah.
So it's not like a super ton of work that you'd have to do.
Well, I
but-
mean, it'd be a ton of work on the front end because you're trying to make everything from scratch.
Exactly.
But then
You have to make all the
everything
steps,
after that, you can,
Yeah, but I feel like because it's repetitive, and at the same time, right now we don't have any visuals to go with it. That could go viral for you if you manage to pull it off. And I know it's a lot to ask. Trust me, I've done animation. I know exactly how much it sinks in. If you have other commitments too.
yeah.
It's a lot to ask, but that would be, I think, an easy entryway.
Which one is
to
that?
God, what do you know his name? Ink. I know Rot mentioned the guy.
Yeah, I don't really know that guy. I think
what
with
was,
with Joseph and you, Luke, I think when you guys are really gonna get, and it seems like this is kind of the way it kind of works, at least in the sort of Comicsgate community, is once that first book actually gets out there and people can actually hold it, they see how good it is. That's when people start really.
That's what I'm banking on. Yeah.
They know you're gonna do it. You fulfilled one. All right, then what?
It makes sense.
Kind of what happened with Narwhal, because now they're everyone wants his first book, and not a whole lot of people bought the first book. So and then he sold out, and so it's once you got to get. I don't know how to say the customer knows. All right, you're going to produce that.
No,
product.
I get exactly what you're saying because that's part of the. Oh, sorry, Joseph. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, you got to build up that trust.
Well, I mean, it's partly trust, but it's also partly the platform because crowdfunders, they have sort of garnered a bit of a reputation through no fault of their own of people who have raised money and taken that money and run, and so yeah, once bitten, twice shy, right? So, I mean, I understand that what you've just put forth makes complete sense. Yeah.
Once you prove yourself, and a lot of it is really personality too. It's getting that somehow, it's magic or something. You got to get those YouTube subscribers, and I haven't figured it out. And some people can get on YouTube. They start a channel, they get 1,000 people in a day, and then you can have a YouTube channel for a year and have 200. It's
well, that's how many I have. So there you go. So I mean, I get that, but I've always struggled with YouTube just because it's so labor intensive. I understand why YouTubers talk about being so mentally fatigued over it, and they have PTSD as a result because it's just. YouTube's a lot of goddamn work, man. Guys like Ethan have such amazing mental energy that they can just do it every day, and it's no big deal. And they make it look amazing. They make it look effortless. But I can't. I've tried. I burnt out real quick.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I was well, I think what did I do, Lucius? Maybe 5 months, and then I was I fucking give up.
Yeah. Well, I was even trying to take the easy route. I was just doing a stream once a week on a Sunday, and even after that, it was about the same amount of time, 5 months or so, where I was just I'm done. I can't do this anymore. This is crazy. So
yeah, and it's people are really fickle. It's amazing how hard it is to get them to push that damn button.
Yeah.
It's you'll have way more people watch your stream than are subscribed, and it's like, why don't you just hit the button? Hit the button.
Yeah.
But
I think part of the problem too is that I think maybe for some of us this is more like a side project to help amplify the main project. And like if you threw all caution to the wind, you didn't care. And I mean, YouTube is becoming more and more a platform you're losing footing on. You don't know where you can like plant your feet because it's just like every day there's a new thing you can't say, you can't talk about, or you get shadow banned or even destruct. I mean, look at what happened to Dan Fraga. This guy had 2,000 plus followers. He got monetized, and for some clip that he showed, like, and you go back to his Couch Doodles channel, it'll still be there. It'll say like he's banned for excessive nudity or something like that. Like some claims of like nudity, sexuality, and like all he was showing is like essentially like sexy girl like butt shots or something like that. I mean, it was not like you would have thought there was like flagrant pornography that he showed or something like that. And it's like insulting that that's the reason they give, that his channel was destroyed. Like it stands there like as the reason why it's not there anymore.
I had a weird thing happen to me when Cecil was having all that stuff, when everyone was kind of attacking him for the Dynamite cover. They found out that I was the colorist on the book, which I'm pretty much a nobody, and they got my PayPal account suspended and they reported me for what was it? Inappropriate material to minors, which that's what they said cash grab was inappropriate materials that were selling to minors. And so they got my my PayPal account suspended for that, that's the only way I get any money. Like all my commissions come through there, so they completely cut off my cash revenue. I'm like, what the hell? I'm nobody. Like you're aiming for like the smallest guy on the fucking team here. You know, even the letterer is more famous than me. It's like but I was the easy target. So it's weird but you know, I got back up and everything, but it's like it's so weird what you can get canceled for, like what they can, you know, it doesn't take much, and it doesn't take any proof.
you can get canceled for touching a woman, and you can get canceled for not touching a woman.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, I find that kind of like really frightening is that when they get on your payment platforms, and that's where you're getting canceled at. It's like, why should PayPal have any stake in anyone's claim at all beyond ripping somebody off?
I mean, like they pay people that run actual porn sites.
Yeah, exactly. Why should it be anything they're concerned about? Plus, like the only thing they should be concerned about is like you offer a product, somebody paid for it, and you didn't provide whatever they paid for. That's the only situation in which they should be like, we're not going to host you anymore, is that you're not even doing the thing you promised to people. But the fact that it's like, oh, you're too raunchy for like, exactly. No, like there's
what it is
explicit.
What it is that there was an issue where child sex traffickers were using PayPal to transfer funds between clients and themselves, and so part of it is that obviously PayPal had to implement sort of stricter guidelines to sort of like stop those kind of funds for those kinds of people going through, right? Which makes sense. But the thing is like those same, I guess, new rules and implementations are being weaponized to then cancel innocent people because, you know, the people who go and complain to PayPal with those complaints know exactly what they're doing. They're gaming the system. Yeah. And they're doing it just to hurt like ordinary people like you, Inkspots. And it's got nothing to do with justice. It's got everything to do with just, I don't know, revenge or some shit. Or they didn't get enough hugs from their goddamn dad or some shit.
Malicious intent.
I can tell you they knew the spot to hit if they can cut off your funds. Because like I was owed like $4,500, and that's pretty much paying my bills for the month. And they have shut the only way for me to get that money down. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing to me? You know, it's
No,
all
they're
I did
going,
was
they're destroying
call-
you. Like
Yeah.
if they can get rid of you, then that's one less bit of competition that they have to deal
And
with.
it's
right?
like you're canceling me because I took a freelance art assignment
Yeah.
to color some, some funny book pages. Really, that's my crime. Is that I mean, how I have nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with the illustration. I'm just coloring what's some line art, and that's So yeah,
That's
let's
the same thing
screw
they
you
were
up.
doing to Jay Lee for the exact same
Yep.
reasons.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it gets really petty. It's like you can't knock the big guy down, so you're gonna just go down the totem pole, to get the guy all the way on the bottom. Let's get him, the guy making $75 a page. Let's knock him out,
Yeah, because he's a soft target. He's an easy target. Like no one's gonna really care if he goes. But if we go after the big guys, people are gonna kick up a stink. Like look at Vic Mignogna, right?
Yeah.
So
that was the same thing. He turned down a groupie, and people were like, "Oh, fuck you, you old fucking asshole! How dare you?" He's like, "No, I don't want your husband filming me fucking you."
Oh my god.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Like a woman torn.
Thought torn.
Yeah, I don't get that particular fetish. I think I'll stay away from that one. That's one of those too far over the line for me.
Yeah.
I'm old fashioned. I just like the P and the V.
Yeah, dog.
Anyway, Lucius, what do you think, man? You think we've been gonna keep going, or what do you think?
I have finally found the Mike Coxmall.
Oh, there you go.
Love Me by Lord Finatra. Lord Finatra. All right. And hopefully, do you guys get the audio?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I think this is all Cecil, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Genius.
Just be cool to me. Just be cool to me.
So just imagine loops.
No, just be cool to me. Me. No, give me it all. What do I need to do to please you? Make me a brownie. I'd like a hole.
This makes me uncomfortable, man.
So you choke me.
No.
Choke me.
Yeah. See, I think this is a little bit too extreme. As funny as it is. And plus the way that the sound samples are, because obviously there's some parts where it's like they're repeating the same thing over and over again. I mean, you could probably do it, but
That was a dope beat, though.
it was
Yeah,
a dope.
right?
Yeah, it was a very dope beat. I'm not gonna lie, that was a catchy tune. But
All right, but yeah, we've been going almost 3 hours on this stream from the start.
Okay.
that's my curse. Whenever I come on a stream, like streams always exponentially expand.
Yeah, we like to go
No
1
problem,
hour
man.
for every person watching.
Okay.
Exponentially expand, like my ex-girlfriend.
Do the math.
Do the math. Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you guys push whatever projects you have out there or anything you want to do. I've tried wrenching everyone I could find on the YouTube chat here, but go with you, Joseph. Anything you want to push out there?
Oh yeah. I'll do the share screen thing. Let's show you.
Okay. Yeah. Bam.
Boom.
So we have Spotter
shakalaka.
Squad Volume 1.
Oh damn.
In demand. So I changed the featured tier. You get both of the variant covers. You get prints and the making of book. 0 claims so far. So get in get in on the ground floor.
It's in demand though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
When are you looking to get it shipped?
November.
Okay.
All right. Calendar year.
Awesome.
If the post office still exists.
Right?
If anything,
If the world exists at that point.
Yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Get that original sketch here. Put Joe to work.
Oh yeah, I'm selling sketches.
Oh, tight.
Where did I put it? Yeah, there it is. That's
Yeah.
not actually what the sketch is going to look like, but you get the idea.
I should probably do those images as well for mine.
And you can get drawn in the book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get drawn in there. Nobody's taken me up on that one yet.
Now with more bull penis, right, Joe?
Yes.
That Vegas thing's going to be postponed until next year.
Oh, who knows? But yeah, you put in $1,000, you can get basically everything, and you get a trip to Vegas. Well, you get to meet me in Vegas. I'm not paying for your flight, damn it.
Wait, what are you doing? Oh, right. I think you explained that to me already. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet you in Vegas, and then we'll rent some machine guns and blow shit up.
You're not gonna go play the craps tables or anything like that?
I mean, if you're cool, I might hang out with you later. Like, we might go get a beer.
Well, I'm not cool, so I guess we can't hang out.
He will not root for you.
Maybe
I might groom you a little bit.
Trim my hair, right? Is that what you'll do? Trim my beard for me?
Yeah, I'm down.
That's really nice of you. Man,
What are friends for? What are friends for?
Oh, this has the whole package. You'll groom me, and you'll pamper me, and we'll go out and shoot machine guns. It's like a girls' night out.
Well, slap my ass and call me Susie.
Sorry, I'm ruining your pitch. I apologize.
And back Slaughter Squad.
Yeah, back slow.
there we go.
Don't type Beefy Bull into Twitter.
Do not type Beefy Bull into Twitter.
Or do it. Just do it.
It's
All
just
right.
not suitable for work.
Oh, Gargoyle, what do you have going on? Anything you want to push?
There are only two genders.
All right.
Damn,
There we go.
Hail.
propaganda you're pushing there, old Gargo.
Based.
I don't
Oh.
know. He asked me if there was anything I wanted to push.
All that
base
hate.
department.
All that hate.
Mm-hmm.
All that hate, that hostility.
Yeah.
Hey,
And what about you?
hate shows that you care. The
Yeah.
opposite of love isn't hate; it's indifference.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I want to say back Rotten Glory's channel. He's going to be. I think he's going to be announcing our book releasing this Friday. I'm not sure, but yeah, our book will be releasing for the mailing list pretty soon. And it's fully painted. It's going to be 48 pages, and it should be awesome. And subscribe to his channel. He's going to be doing a lot of the promotion for it while I'm trying to keep my nose down to my Cintiq and get these pages done. So
Nice. Yep. And Freshly Luke.
Back Forsaken Gods, everybody. There's 21 days left. We have great add-on perks that have been listed on the website. Maybe you could bring that up somehow, Lucius. And yeah, it's a great book. It's 60 pages, 50 pages of story, 5 pages of behind-the-scenes art, plus 5 pages of special guest art.
here,
Bring it up.
I'm bringing it up.
Are you sharing it?
All right, give me a
I'm
second.
about
Give me
to
a
find
second.
it.
Bam.
It's
Throwing a wrench in everything.
Story.
Please.
Yeah, there's a
Oh.
bang going on.
Right there, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, this book is beautiful.
Yeah,
So-
scroll down there. Scroll back up a bit. Scroll up a bit. A little bit more. Right there. Add-on perks. Right there. So we got some original art. We got an acrylic standee. We got original sketch art. So the original art is in color. The original sketch art is like black and white pencil drawing. And we got variant trading cards. So if you want one trading card, you get that on top of the trading card you're already getting in the main base perk. But if you want more than one trading card, you can do that, and I have different versions of that trading card that you can choose from. You've got Samara the Historian, you've got Guardian the Sentry, and you've got a character that's going to be showing up in issue 2, Derek the Romantic. So it's we've got lots of great stuff there for everybody.
And this
And
is 660 full page So yeah, it's oversized, guys.
Yeah,
So,
You plan on making a huge epic out of this?
Say what?
You plan on making a huge epic out of this?
Oh yeah, it's going to be like 1,000 issues.
it's gonna be like 30 million. It's gonna be like what he draws for like one cartoon, but it's gonna equal like 1,000 issues of the
Basically,
comic.
yeah, I'll get it done in a week.
So scroll back up, Ink, to the very top. Very,
Tippity
very
top.
Yep.
Tippity top.
So we are just past the 100% mark on this.
Yeah.
I think it definitely deserves more. You got 20 days left. Is this the initial launch?
This is a 60-day campaign, so we've passed the halfway point and we're reaching the end.
All right.
Yeah, as I said before, it's 155 backers. I would like to get to 200. I think that'd be awesome. That'd be so amazing. So yeah, back it today.
Yeah, looks awesome though.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
all right, and I think I just have my stupid fucking Twitter channel that you can go to. Right there at Jaw Smashers. And that's pretty much going to do it for us today, folks. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm not sure where you got your invites from, but thank you for showing up and talking. And
Cecil retweeted you, man.
Yeah, he did. I saw that. And we got all 5 viewers according to.
Well, that's because there was a ton of streams going on, man. So.
Yeah, that's always the case, dude. It's always the case. I don't worry about it, but I do thank you guys for showing up and hanging out for the night. Yeah,
it was super fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit the end broadcast.